just in time for the start of the Big East regular season. Senior Chris Quinn leads the 9-2 Irish into Pittsburgh tonight. His head coach, Mike Gray, is looking for his first win here in the Petersen Center. The Panthers of Jamie Dixon off to another great start, 11-0, ranked number 20 this week. They're led by senior Carl Krauser. He'll be leading the way for his Panthers tonight as Notre Dame is in town to open the Big East regular season next. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the site of Big East game number 1 for the Fighting Irish and for the Panthers. For the 9th time in 11 seasons from the conference, the Irish will open the season on the road against undefeated Pittsburgh. Welcome inside the Petersen Events Center, everyone. Along with Bob Wenzel, I'm John Sanders. Star Watch, look outside first of all.
The point guards, both of them excellent, both of them seniors, both of them 1,000-point scorers. Each leads their team in scoring and assists. The matchup between Quinn and Krauser will be outstanding to watch.
Chris Quinn missed one game earlier this year with an ankle problem. He says he's fine.
He had 25 in this building last year, knocked in threes from all over the place, and Carl Krauser has come up big in the last 2 wins. Carl Krauser against South Carolina and against Wisconsin. He is definitely this team's leader.
We will follow those two outside. They can both shoot it very well. They're both veterans. They've both been around. They are both seniors. Inside, a couple of big fellas to keep an eye on.
No doubt about that. These are the 2 best defensive rebounders in the league. They average double-doubles. Aaron Gray does as a junior. Tyrin Francis been around a long time. He's the reigning double-double king in the Big East Conference.
He has 6 so far this year. Panthers have won 4 straight from the Fighting Irish. 3 former Panthers will have their numbers retired tonight. But the only number that really matters to these 2 teams, Pitt and Notre Dame, is win number 1 in the Big East. We'll find out who's going to get that starting now.
If you're looking for answers from an auto parts store, get ready. Advance Auto Parts is working harder to help you save money by doing it yourself. Get ready for certified experts who are ready to help. Get ready for answers on any project you can easily understand. Get ready for in-depth information from Advance TV, our exclusive in-store how-to network. Get ready to go from no way to know how. For all the advice you'll ever need, the first place to go is Advance Auto Parts.
We're ready in advance.
Geico.com, you can handle all your car insurance needs online. It's so easy, a caveman could do it. Seriously, we apologize. We had no idea you guys were still around.
Yeah, next time maybe do a little research.
Gentlemen, are we ready to order?
I'll have the roast duck with the mango salsa. I don't have much of an appetite, thank you.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Today's Big East game is being brought to you by Hyundai, with quality that lets them offer America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest. And by Advance Auto Parts, for the best parts, people, and prices, we're ready in advance. We are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Oakland area, as a matter of fact. Students just came back today, just in time for the start of the Big East regular season. Let's take a look at the Prairie Farms starting lineups brought to you by Prairie Farms Ice Cream. Taste the homemade goodness of Prairie Farms. And Zeller, a freshman in the middle. He'll be matched up a lot against Gray. And one of the question marks coming in was the status of Levon Kendall. Has a little bit of a back problem.
During practice today, he was off, didn't do a lot. And you spoke to him before the game, said he tweaked his back a little bit. Should be all right.
6th season at the helm in South Bend for Mike Bray. 111 wins, 3 NCAAs, couple of NITs. Went to the NIT last year when a lot of people thought he should have been in the NCAAs.
Yeah, he was one of those bubble teams last year, 17-12. They were disappointed and lost in a home game to Holy Cross in the NIT.
More early season success for Jamie Dixon as the head coach. He's never lost a game in the month of December. The series is even at 25-25. They're 9-9 in Big East Conference play. Panthers have won 4 straight after the Irish won 4 in a row. Handling the opening tip is our referee, J.D. Collins. Ed Corbett, Tony Green also on this crew. Quinn controls for Notre Dame. The Irish in their blue. A lot of blue and gold in evidence. Those are the school colors for both these teams. And they have had some dandy games in the last couple of years. A miss and a rebound by DeGroat. Here comes Krauser, 2-on-2. Kendall races. Krauser pulls up, comes up short, and the Irish get it back into the hands of Colin Falls.
One of the things I'm interested in watching is the matchup inside between Aaron Gray and Turin Francis, John. Turin Francis, very experienced. Aaron Gray averaging a double-double, but against weaker competition.
That one partially blocked by Levon Kendall, and his back looks good so far. He said we'll see how it holds up as the game goes along. Almost stolen. DeGroat gets it back. Feeds Ramon, the sophomore, and Ramon's struggling right now with his shooting.
Only 29% from three-point range. The Big East season has begun. The intensity level picks up dramatically.
Here's Krauser from outside. Bending short, tipped out by Gray, tracked down by Quinn, and he's out of bounds.
That's great hustle by the 7-footer. Gray clapping his hands, going crazy over there, doing a great job. You know, he's developed, John, so much in the couple of years. He played behind Taft and Chevy Troutman, so he didn't get a lot of action. But now, as a junior, playing great.
So a new possession. Minute 15 seconds gone. We have no score. Gray got to take that shot 15 feet away.
Amen.
He will this time a little closer, and he nails it. Gray and Kendall had big-time foul problems in the game against Wisconsin last Saturday. In fact, neither one started the second half.
And when that happens and you still win against a quality opponent, that's a good sign. Being 11-0, that's a good sign, too.
Well, 3 freshmen came to the rescue to the tune of 33 points in that ball game, and we will see them tonight as it goes on.
Remember a couple of years ago, they started 18-0, did the Panthers.
Spinning inside Francis, and I think Gray got a piece of that one.
No doubt about it. Solid defense by the 7-footer.
Ramon races in on the weak side. The putback goes to Levon Kendall. The first 4 points belong to the Panthers.
In evaluating Pittsburgh's team from last year to this, people were concerned about what would happen inside, John. Taft, Troutman gone, Kendall, Gray in their place.
Francis with the offensive rebound off the 3-point miss by Russell Carter. Quinn will launch a 3, and he buries it.
Oh, man.
42% three-point shooter. Notre Dame is doing very well as a team. They're shooting 38% from threes.
Well, Quinn is one of the chief culprits in that regard. Played great. 25 points in this building last year. Was 5 of 6 from downtown.
Gray's got to take that shot. He missed that time, but there's Kendall with the offensive rebound. Tries to go up and has it knocked away. We've got our first foul of the night. And that's going to go. Russell Carter will pick up the foul.
Well, right here, the weak spot of the zone is right at the free throw line. Kendall in the right place at the right time. And that's one of the attributes of this young man. Plays for the Canadian national team. He's a smart player.
He's 6'9", he's got good size, and defensively he's been matched up against the 6'11" freshman Luke Zeller. And he gets the roll on number 2.
Good numbers on the season for Kendall. 7 points, 6 rebounds.
Yes, he's playing well. A lot of people think, Bob, that he should do more scoring. It kind of depends on the offense, don't you think?
Well, it depends on what the defense gives you. You know, I mean, he's not one of those guys who's going to go one-on-one. That's for sure.
Falls being hounded by Krauser. There's a 3 from Zeller. He can shoot him. He buries that one. He is a 41% three-point shooter. So like Pittsnoggle, he's not afraid to go outside. But he's a little more physical than Kevin Pittsnoggle.
Yeah, I think so. And Pittsnoggle certainly a lot more accomplished player. He's played a lot longer. He's got to shoot that. You're right.
Wide open look they're giving him consistently right in the middle of the zone at the foul line, and he gets his second field goal.
Turin Francis is playing off him, challenging him. See if Gray will take that shot. He's trying to protect the basket a little bit more.
Zeller, another 3 is on the way, and it rattles home. And the Irish have their first lead as Zeller, the freshman from Washington, Indiana, hits back-to-back three-point shots. Of course, Zeller hit a three-pointer to win the state championship from half court at the buzzer.
I think they should do a movie about that, you know? Hoosiers, too.
You're right.
He's from Indiana.
Kendall outside, picked up by Zeller. This is Carl Krauser, 4 minutes gone.
Notre Dame back to man here. They didn't like the attack.
Too many open looks inside for Gray. Krauser gets inside, misses the runner, tipped into the hands of Colin Falls.
Falls is kind of a barometer for this team, John. When he shoots well, they usually win. He had some bad games against Michigan and NC State. They lost both.
Francis powers his way inside and misses the shot. Look at Gray battle for that rebound. He's a very strong young man.
7-footer and long arms. And you said it, he is strong. Physical player.
Kendall from short range. DeGroat had the rebound, lost it, and now we've got a foul. I believe it's going to go on Levon Kendall. Yes. It's the first, takes us to a timeout. Our first timeout comes with 15:18 to play in the half. And the Irish, thanks to some three-point shooting by a big man, have the lead.
Rave reviews for the all-new Hyundai Sonata. In areas of performance and features, Sonata wins in a landslide. A Consumer's Digest Best Buy, Sonata also boasts the government's highest crash safety rating. Call it a shot across the bow of Honda, Toyota, and Nissan. The all-new Hyundai Sonata, with America's best warranty, nicely equipped at just $17,995. It's a Hyundai like you've never seen before. Lease the all-new Hyundai Sonata for just $189 a month at your local Hyundai dealer.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing.
Today, I will wait to get on the internet.
Today, I will not download photos of my grandkids.
Today, no one will be able to get through on my phone line.
Today, I'll wait 2 hours.
2 hours to download a 3-minute song.
Today, I'll get kicked off the internet
3 times.
4 times.
5 times.
Today, I will wait for that website to finally load.
Optimum Online is more than 150 times faster than dial-up and more than triple the speed of DSL. Sign up on the web today and get this free gift.
Now is when you need a network that moves at the speed of life. Now is why Cablevision built Optimum, the astonishing fiber optic network that brings you I/O Interactive Optimum. Super high-speed Optimum Online. Unlimited Optimum Voice. All available, not sometime, not eventually, but now. Welcome to now. Welcome to Optimum.
The Irish have made 3 baskets, and they have the lead. That's because those 3 baskets have all been three-pointers.
They are good from deep, and that is a characteristic of Mike Gray's team. Early on, Quinn knocks one in, and the 6'10" freshman Zeller, he is a very good shooter, and you compared him to Pitt Snoggle. Not as many tattoos, but I'll tell you what, he can play. Mr. Indiana basketball, young Mr. Zeller.
And he's not married and have a child on the way either.
That's right.
Here comes Quinn with some penetration. Rolls it home. Good job. And that's something the Irish need, a little movement from outside.
Well, they really do. They've been characterized by three-point shooting and passing the ball inside. They haven't had a lot of guys who put it on the floor and penetrate, other than Chris Thomas, who's now playing in Italy. But if Quinn can do that, that really rounds out their team. They will switch zones and man-to-man. So far, the middle has been open. Gray's been scintillating against the zone.
This is the freshman Young on the court, and he throws it right through the legs of Keith Benjamin. Jamie Dixon goes to the bench for the first time. The Irish running. What a move, but he missed the shot. Gray touched it. They get it back to Carter, and he's fouled by Gray.
Well, you mentioned Gray's foul trouble in their game against Wisconsin, and they survived that game without him playing a lot of minutes. But so far in this game, he has challenged shots, and he's been excellent on the defensive board. Right there, he mixed that play up.
The foul was not on Gray. It was on Ramon. Now here's Carter at the line.
Carter is a guy who can be a slasher. He's very strong, 6'5", about 230. He's a guy who, as the season develops, might be solid for Notre Dame.
Another freshman has checked into that Pittsburgh lineup, Levance Fields. He can get up and down the court. 1 out of 2 is all they get, and somebody was hanging on inside, and I think it was Gray hanging on to Zeller.
No doubt about that. Zeller made a nice little move in the second spot in the lane to try to get the offensive rebound, and Gray picks up a foul. He hooked him.
Well, it was the 3 freshmen who helped bail them out against Wisconsin when their big men got in foul trouble, and that baseline jumper won't go. There's Gray snatching another one of those defensive rebounds you talked about. Krause penetrates, runner, good.
Oh, baby. That is a tough, tough shot. off balance, running in the lane, shooting it in the opposite direction.
A lot of times he'll go to the left hand, even on that little runner. Carter gets inside. Quinn steps inside the arc, shoots and scores.
Oh, man. He was challenged as well by Benjamin. Nice pump fake by Chris Quinn to get the defense off their feet.
The Irish leading by 4. A little over 6 minutes into this one. First Big East Conference game for both teams. Panthers trying to go 12-0. Quinn has made 3 of 4 so far tonight. Krauser outside.
The Irish played very, very well away from home and beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa. That was a signature win.
Krauser tracks down the loose ball. Look how he held on to that thing. Started to throw it inside, got it back, and now he'll launch a 3 and bury it.
He is charismatic. There's no doubt about that. In the Petersen Center, that is his playground.
And Mike Bray knows that. He talked to us about it. He said, you come in here, you better be ready to go mano-a-mano against Carl Krauser. Hits the three-pointer to cut it to a 1-point lead. Bray knocks it away and tracks it down. What a play. Fields with Young trailing. Young skies, missed the shot. Here's Carter back quickly the other way. That's knocked away by Krauser. Quinn recovers for Notre Dame. The Irish, with 13 minutes left in the half, have the lead. Francis working on Gray, blocked. Carter keeps it alive.
Gray has answered questions in my mind.
Falls from the corner. That's a 3.
Well, Jamie Dixon upset right here. They're getting too many open looks, and that is not characteristic of Pittsburgh defense. Mike Bray fired up about this deal. Inside, Aaron Gray, all 7 feet of him. Watch how he gets his hand close to that shot, blocks it without fouling, and that is what you want. And Colin Falls, on the ensuing possession, knocks one in right in front of Jamie Dixon, and he calls timeout.
Now, 3 different Notre Dame players have hit a three-pointer now in this game, and they have so far a total of 4, and that's the reason they have the lead by 4 points for the second time. Pittsburgh scored the first 4 points of the ball game and had their 4-point lead, and now it's the Irish.
Well, right there, the 2 seniors on the team, Mr. Outside Quinn and Mr. Inside Francis. Francis has improved his game. Remember in the past, John, he'd really have difficulty passing the ball out in traffic and that kind of thing. He's improved that a great deal. That improves their three-point shooting.
A little full-court pressure. Coach Bray said they might use that just a little bit. Probably play a lot of zone.
I think
they played it early and got out of it.
They're not great at any one defense, so I think mixing them up is a very good idea. Lack of great foot speed is what is required.
There's that Krauser runner again. He's got 7 points. The redshirt senior, and we've got 2 guys in Francis and Krauser who declared for the NBA draft and then switched. So they both came back, much to the delight of their teams and their schools. Biggs is in the lineup for the first time. Another one of those freshmen who played so well against Wisconsin. And that's blocked and a foul call. Young went up to meet him. I'm not sure whether he was fouled inside or not. But the bump will go against Biggs, and it'll take us to a break. Pretty good start to this Big East opener. It's a 2-point lead now for the Irish.
Oh, that's a keeper.
Yeah, oh yeah. Screensaver.
Wait, you gotta see this one. Look.
Oh. Look at him standing on his hind legs, ready to pounce.
Who knew woodchucks would attack like that? It's like a brown furry missile coming right at you.
Tell better stories. Your 270 horsepower, 7-passenger Nissan Pathfinder.
Woodchuck.
I'm Emeka Okafor, college graduate, Charlotte Bobcat, and proud recipient of the Aeropostale Big East Scholar Athlete of the Year. Graduating with a 3.76 GPA and a degree in finance in 3 years, I balanced books and basketball. Aeropostale gives out more than $300,000 in scholarships to both students and student athletes. It wasn't and still isn't all about the rebounds.
At UBS, we offer our clients serious financial resources. Over 100 years of experience, the expertise of the world's largest wealth management firm, and, of course, the most serious resource of all, a relationship with an advisor who actually understands you. Wealth management at UBS, from wealth preservation to lending and investment. You and us. UBS.
This is a story about a businesswoman on a mission, some patient coworkers, and a morning coffee ritual that no 4-mile traffic jam could come between. Why do people go to such great lengths for our coffee?
Thank you.
Because we do. Dunkin' Donuts coffee.
Tell us your Great Lengths story. Visit DunkinDonuts.com.
Irish 4 of 5 shooting threes. They have the lead 17-15. Krauser missed his first 3 shots tonight, but since then, Bob, he's warmed up.
He's been perfect. 7 points, 1 assist, 0 turnovers for the leader. Nice follow through on this 3-point shot, and this is his game. Penetrating to the lane, pulling up in there. Nice little floating shots, very difficult to block. He's done a great job. Terrific point guard. As you said, declared for the draft, decided not to go into the draft, and he is back leading the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Francis a miss at the line. A couple of young players, certainly a key last Saturday. Young, Fields, and Biggs played a lot of minutes and played well. 33 of the Pitt's 35 bench points by those 3 players. That made Jamie Dixon happy. And the second one goes for Turin Francis, who is 0 for 4 from the field. He gets his first point of the night. 8 minutes gone in this one. 3-point lead for the Irish. They've come close in this building, Bob, the last couple of years, but haven't been able to get the victory. 2-pointer last year. Krauser hit a little runner near the end, and Ramon made some free throws to win it last year. This is Antonio Graves, gets it to Fields. Mentioned Biggs playing. He's got the ball right now, turns, but doesn't shoot. Now he will, and it nestles in the net. Gray so far is content to let that free throw line be open. It's the soft area of the zone. Pitt has taken advantage. Also on the court for the first time is Kyle McElharney. Well played game by both teams so far. Very few mistakes for the Irish in terms of fouls and turnovers. And he stepped out of bounds. Stepped on the baseline. 11:09 to play, and we got a couple of subs coming in. Rick Cornett, who's a senior, will check into the lineup for the first time. Falls is back in. There's only been 2 turnovers by either team in this game so far, John, and we're halfway through the first half. That is solid play. 4 fouls on the University of Pittsburgh and just 1 on the Irish, and that's for Pittsburgh is a big improvement over what happened in that Wisconsin game. It was a knockdown, drag-out battle from start to finish. A lot of blood and guts in that one, huh? Absolutely. 2 very physical teams. Krauser, here he comes. Kicks it off this time to Biggs. They go back outside. Now penetration. Fields will launch his second 3, and he misses his second 3. Kerr's just into the lineup. The sophomore from Pennsylvania has the rebound. McElharney kicks inside to Cornett. Backs his way down, uses the glass and scores. Experience. Not a great scorer. 4 points, 5 points. Top 25 action tonight. GW with a 12-point lead in the second half over Temple. GW the most highly ranked team in the Atlantic 10 this year. Number 19. That's Young way outside working on Kerr. Gets to the baseline. Dumps it down to Krauser. He tries to work the baseline. And draws the foul. He'll go on calling fouls. It'll be his first, just the second on the Irish, as Levon Kendall will check back into the lineup for Young. Well, road victories are hard to come, especially at the Petersen Events Center. Not too many teams come in here and win. It's been great the last 4 years. Tyrell Biggs with a quick move, went to the left hand. Yeah, nice. Makes it a 1-point game again. He's aptly named, isn't he? Yes, he is. He is big. 250, he is big. McElharney, who's on the court with Quinn right now, got the start when Quinn missed the game. 3 terrific 3-point shooters here. Penetration, runner, no good, offensive foul. Well, you got McElharney, Falls, and Quinn inside. You got good 3-point shooting, and Biggs at the other end. Watch how he catches this. Terrific use of his left hand. Screens away Cornett. When you keep your body between the defense and the ball, you won't get it blocked. Little jump stop that time. Went up with the short baby hook and got it. 9.5 to play. Notre Dame by 1. Panthers with a chance to retake the lead. Big East play beginning a lot of places. Of course, it actually started last night, and you were there for that shocker as Marquette jumped on Connecticut. Quinn with a rebound of the Biggs miss.
Steve Novak, 41 for Marquette in that game. Best performance of the year so far.
Cornette again backs his man down, goes to the glass, missed the shot, tipped up once, and then back out to the Irish. McIlharney for three, and he got it.
He's got confidence, John. Freshman player from Staten Island, New York. He's been in double figures the last 4 games in a row.
And another three-pointer for the Irish. 4 different players with three-pointers in this first half. That has been their friend, the three-pointers so far tonight.
And it's been that way since Mike Gray has been there as well.
Krauser, a long three under pressure, and it's too strong. Kept alive in the corner. Graves got it. The Panthers will get a new clock.
Long rebound.
Fields is one of those go-go guys right here with the basketball. He's 100 miles an hour,
yes,
likes to penetrate. He's got a funky-looking shot, but it goes in.
Kendall makes a catch along the baseline, but he's cut off there by Kurz. No place to go, so Fields outside. A little crossover move. Here he comes down the lane. Travel. Tried to come to a jump stop, but he did not. A lot of other Big East action tonight as conference play is really beginning to heat up. Syracuse is one of the teams not playing in the conference until Sunday when they open up against South Florida at the Dome, but they have the lead. St. John's battling Seton Hall. And DePaul, Cincinnati, 2 of the newcomers to the conference. Cincinnati, of course, is ranked. They'll all be tested, Bob, before the season is over.
16 brutal games for everyone in this league.
Now, one thing that the Irish are happy about, they don't have to play Syracuse, Connecticut, and Pittsburgh twice this year as they've done the last 3 years.
Well, the oddity of the league as we get the block shot right here.
Another block shot. Got him twice.
The teams at the top play each other twice. The teams in the middle play each other twice. And the teams at the bottom play each other twice. So an uneven schedule.
It goes, and a foul from behind. So Gray spinning, got inside. The foul will go on Rick Cornette. He picks up his first foul. He put Gray at the line. The Panthers with a chance to come back here. Trailing by 2 right now.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
Your forecast calls for the new Hyundai Santa Fe with its standard V6 engine, standard ABS and traction control, and standard front side impact airbags. Not to mention award-winning quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. All for a sunny $4,800 less than a Toyota Highlander when comparably equipped. The Hyundai Santa Fe, nicely equipped at $20,244 at Hyundai. Get a 2005 Hyundai Santa Fe with up to $3,000 cash back at your local Hyundai dealer.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
Introducing our lowest price ever for unlimited calling.
Can we make that lower?
Introducing our lowest price ever for unlimited...
A little lower.
Introducing our lowest price ever for unlimited calling.
Make it higher.
Introducing our lowest price ever for unlimited calling.
Perfect, Tom.
Tom?
Introducing the Verizon Freedom Value Plan. Now you can make unlimited calls to anywhere in the U.S. at any time for just $29.95 a month. That's our lowest price Freedom Plan ever. Just call 1-800-220-6489 and get all your calls for only $29.95 a month. That's 1-800-220-6489.
For our lowest price ever, sign up today.
Notre Dame by 2, and if you're 7 feet tall, you got to make your presence known inside, and Gray has done that tonight.
And he did it, John, at both ends of the floor in this last exchange. Defensively, he challenges Francis, blocks one shot, then blocks another shot at Cornette. Then down at the other end, he establishes himself inside, takes it inside, uses the glass like he should, and scores an easy one close to the basket.
Well, no, officially they have him with 2 blocks, but we saw 3 right there on that tape.
I think the official scorer doesn't know what a block shot is.
Sometimes that's true. You're really at the mercy of who's keeping the score. Gray to try to complete the three-point plays. A 67% free throw shooter, and he misses.
Notice how he
Zeller has
stepped
the
back
rebound.
off the line right there. Shoots it, doesn't follow through, steps back off the line. It'll always be short when that happens.
Carter sets Chet back in for the Irish. McElharney gets it to Quinn. Picked up by Ramon. Pulls up for three, and it's an air ball. But Francis keeps it alive for the Irish. They come back outside. Falls will spot for three. That's off the mark. Both those shots a little quick.
Yes, very quick and challenged. DeGroat really got up on Falls on that play.
Runner by Grave. Bending, bending, bending. Good.
I don't know whether the rest of Pittsburgh players have learned how to shoot that floater by watching Carl Krauser do it in practice every day. That's a difficult shot.
He got the roll after a couple of bounces. 7 minutes to play first half. McElharney outside. Picked up there by Graves.
With Zeller, John, they've got 4 three-point shooters in the game at the same time right now. But
Inside Francis, knocked away by Gray.
Pitt's
4
defense
turnovers.
has been excellent. It's been excellent. Pressure in the basketball, slapping away the ball inside. This is Pittsburgh defense.
Graves to Gray. Kindle for three. That's too strong. Falls with the rebound. Good use of his body to keep the big man, Gray, away from him.
No doubt about that. Using your body inside, blocking out, key ingredient.
We've had 2 ties, 1 lead change. The Irish had the lead for about 9 minutes until the Panthers were able to come back and tie it up at 23. Just over 6 to play. McElharney gets it to Zeller. A long three by Zeller, misses. DeGroat back in there with a rebound. Gets it to Ramon. Graves a quick three. And Aaron Gray keeps it alive.
Nice look cross court. Good movement.
Ramon, who struggled with the three, buries that one.
That is excellent basketball. Unselfish. When you're 11-0, the unselfishness is contagious.
Falls to Francis. And he's fouled by Gray. So Antonio Graves will pick up his first foul. Let's check out the Hyundai Coolfax undefeated Division I teams. That shrank by 1 thanks to what happened last night in Wisconsin.
3 of the 8 teams were from the Big East, but of course Connecticut losing last night, as you alluded to.
Falls, no shot in the baseline as Krauser closes down on him.
At the end of the year, none of those teams will be undefeated. There will be no undefeated teams.
And a reach over foul. Not much of a foul, but a foul on Tyrell Biggs. He'll pick up his second personal foul. 5:28 to play in the half, and it's been a pretty solid half for both teams.
Very good basketball. The three-point shooting versus the dribble penetration of Pittsburgh.
Panthers with 6 fouls, but they've been on 6 different guys. There's a quick dump down inside, but no place for Ramon to go as Quinn picks him up. Biggs wants it inside. They don't go there. Krauser instead. Here comes the runner. And a foul.
Interestingly enough, on a play like that, Krauser loves going to his left on the drive. They fouled him early in this possession. Right there. That shot could easily have been blocked. When he goes to his left, he doesn't jump as high. And of course, being about 25 years old, he's getting old. I kidded him this afternoon. I said, Carl, you look like you lost a little weight. He said, yeah, I did. I said, are you quicker? He says, no, I'm just older.
It's about 13 to 15 pounds lighter.
He looks good, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He really looks good. Maybe the experience of going into the NBA draft and then coming back out, knowing where you are in that, kept him motivated. You know, his head is clear now. There's no dealing with that this year, no issues at all.
Well, if there was a problem for the Panthers last year, was finishing off some of their ball games. And if he's in better shape, that certainly could help that last 2 or 3 minutes of the ball game.
No doubt about it, because you know the ball is going to be in his hands in close games.
He's got 9 points to lead the scoring. Panthers have opened up their biggest lead of the first half, up by 5.
And they've done it with great defense, not giving the shooters any light at all.
Francis down the lane, bending, no good, gets his own rebound and is fouled.
Well, Young tried to take a charge under the basket, and that's why it was not called. He takes this charge and falls down, but repetitive jumping by Francis earns him a trip to the free throw line.
Where he's 1 out of 2. Out of Boston, Mass. 6'11" senior. He's just been solid every game since coming to the campus at Notre Dame, Indiana.
He had back surgery after his sophomore season with a disc problem, sat out the last 12 games of the year, as we see Kendall stretching his back problem. Little spasms for Levon. But Francis, when he did that, he became less of a leaper and had to rely more on fundamentals and not just his physical abilities.
Loose ball scramble and a held ball. Possession arrow will give it back to the Panthers of Pitt, who lead it by 5 and a chance to add to their largest lead of the night in the final 4:41. A 9-0 Pittsburgh run, as you said, Bob, fueled by good defense.
No doubt about it. They're staying in front of their man, not gambling, getting hands up on the shooter.
They're also doing a better job of their perimeter defense than they were early in the ballgame.
You know, when you stay in front of your man and you force people to shoot over you and you get a hand up, you're not going to get a lot of steals playing that kind of defense, but you are going to force your opponent to miss, and that's what happened in the last 5 minutes.
28-23 Panthers with the lead and the ball.
2-3 zone on the part of the Irish. Free throw line has been open.
And it is again, but a miss. Francis will track down the loose ball.
The question for Notre Dame is what happens when you're guarded well on the perimeter. Can anybody put the ball on the floor and take it to the basket?
Well, we saw Quinn do it once early in the ballgame.
They need to do more of it.
Carter tried to move. Foul on the play. It goes on Keith Benjamin. It's his first. You see the top 25. UConn ranked number 2. That will probably change after that big loss on the road. Louisville in there as well. The Panthers of Pittsburgh in the top 20. Did not start the season in the top 20, but 11 wins in a row get you some notice, won't it?
They have earned their way. In North Carolina, the last team there, playing with a dominated by freshman team. Jamie Dixon, unbelievable success here as the head coach. 7 years at Pittsburgh, 4 with Ben Howland, 3 as the head coach.
How about this? They've never lost a game as a head coach in December. That's amazing.
Wow.
27-0.
Pittsburgh's had great success the last 4 years. 3 Sweet 16s last year. They got into the tournament, lost to Pacific in the first round.
A lot of people said they were an underachieving team last year because they had Taft and Troutman still in there. Quick jump hook on the good inside feed, and it's the first basket for Sam Young, coming off back-to-back 16-point games, and the Big East Rookie of the Week for his play.
I know you like him. He's a guy who's going to have a brilliant career here.
Carter pulled back out and badly misses the bank shot. Long lead stolen. Carter atoned for the miss by tracking down the pass. Now Quinn against Ramon. Inside Francis. Only 2 field goals for Notre Dame in the last 8.5 minutes, and they've let the lead slip away. Quinn's fade away along the baseline. Bending. No good. Tip in. Good tip in by Rob Kurz, I believe, the sophomore.
It was Kurz, but you noticed the good defense by Ramon on Quinn. Stayed in front of him, made Chris shoot a fadeaway jumper. That is not his game.
Gray right at the foul line again, and he buries that. Gray has 8, and they're still giving him that wide open free throw shot.
Yeah, there must be something to that. Tarin Francis, that's his responsibility when the ball goes there, and he's afraid that people are behind him.
2.5 to play. Pretty solid first half for both teams. Nobody's in real foul trouble except Biggs, the freshman. Francis hands to Quinn, then gives him a screen. And once again, a turnover by Quinn.
He stepped out of bounds on his rocker move.
Second time he's done that. Panthers have the lead.
There are always new races to be run, new challenges to be met. But success still comes from having a plan and the courage to follow it. And it's easier to reach your goals when you have talented people on your side. These principles are the keys to investment performance, today and tomorrow. Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Carefully consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Call your advisor for a prospectus with this and other fund information. Read it carefully before investing.
Before you go here, before you attempt this, before you even think about going there, you need to go here. Cooper Discoverer Tires, built to take you just about anywhere. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. Go to coopertire.com for more information and a dealer near you.
Everyone wants a great-looking haircut, but keeping your hair looking the way you want between haircuts is a problem. Now there's Just a Trim. It's a totally redesigned trimmer that's compact and cordless, and it has the cutting edge on the side. So now you can trim hair as easily as you comb hair and get professional-looking results every time. Simply snap on a grooming guide to make it medium or trim it short. Plus, you get the professional edge you need for trimming sideburns, beards, and even the back of your neck. Barbershop perfect. No time for a haircut? Don't worry. With Just a Trim, you can stay looking sharp for a few more weeks. Call now and get Just a Trim, a $30 value for only $14.99. Plus, you'll receive our deluxe 10-piece grooming kit, a $20 value absolutely free. You get it all. An incredible $50 value, all for only $14.99.
To order Just a Trim, call 1-800-218-4898. That's 1-800-218-4898. Call now.
Yep, it's the start of the Big East regular season. We are in Pittsburgh, in the Oakland area, on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. Some hot outside shooting early on for the Irish, but Jamie Dixon's strong defense has brought them back to a 5-point lead. We're glad to have you with us tonight. There's a rarity, a coach smiling. Well, he's 11-0. He can smile.
Well, as you mentioned, he hasn't lost a game in December in his career, so now it's January. Things change. It's league time.
It is league time. You're exactly correct. 48% shooting for the Panthers, just 33% for the Irish. You mentioned the Irish had gone cold. Got off with a good start, and Pitt turned up the pressure defensively. Here's Krauser down the lane. Spins. Graves with a floater, scoops and misses. How about Aaron Graves tracking that down, the big man?
He is a player.
He has been all over the court.
There is no doubt about that. As a 7-footer, he has skill. He's strong. He's got good hands. He should have gotten the ball on that play right there.
He was ready for it. Kindle didn't give it to him. Krauser does, and he traveled. Had to back his way in and forgot to put the ball on the ground. Other scores in top 25 college basketball action tonight. Of course, Pitt is ranked number 20 in the latest poll. It's still a lead for GW, playing at Temple.
Yes,
Nice matchup here. Fields on Quinn.
Cornette was effective coming off the bench. They go back outside and nail another three-pointer. Zeller, that's his third three-pointer. He has 9.
Well, you talked about the fact that he reminds people of Kevin Pittsnoggle in terms of his three-point shooting. Notre Dame getting it done at that part of the game, and he hugely responsible for that.
He's got half of those. Gray against Cornette, missed the shot but drew the foul. So Rick Cornette will pick up his second foul and send Aaron Gray back to the line. I think Aaron a little disappointed that he didn't finish that off.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'll tell you what, it's good bloodlines. His uncle, Steve Gray, played for me at Duke University back in the 70s. Steve was a guard, not a big guy like this, and I wish he was. We would have won the national championship instead of coming in second.
You'd had a 7-footer?
We had one, Jaminski, but we didn't have another one. I am very impressed with Gray. I was impressed with him last year in practices, but because Taft and Troutman dominated the paint and the minutes in there, didn't get the opportunity. So opportunity knocking right now for Aaron Gray.
He is in double figures with 10. Quinn working on Fields, pulls up, bending, no good, tip won't go. Scramble for the loose ball, still loose, and a foul call.
Well, it's aggressive in the paint in this game, as you would expect. Lots of big bodies in the game.
Nissan halftime report. We'll have a Big East roundup, top 25 and Big East scores, plus first half highlights and stats, and also at halftime, the jerseys of Don Hennon, number 10, Billy Knight, number 34, and Charles Smith, number 32, will be retired. Different eras, but tremendous players.
Nice to have that from different eras, too, to recognize those achievements of those players in the past. A very strong thing for Jamie Dixon and the Pittsburgh Athletic Department to do.
A brick there as Young has the rebound.
How about is it exciting? 16 teams in the Big East Conference this year. Unbelievable play, unbelievable on both sides. Ray and Quinn doing a job for their respective teams, but I am so anxious to see how the drama of this season develops. Can 8 teams from this league possibly go to the NCAA tournament?
I think that's possible.
Would be a first.
Fields dumps it down to Gray, looks for help. Now backs Cornette inside and travels. Second traveling call on Gray tonight with 19.1 seconds left in the first half. We've got a 4-point ball game.
Well, right now Notre Dame is in a interesting situation. It's been a cleanly played game as there's very few turnovers. They have the ball right now, and they will have the ball to start the second half if nothing crazy happens here. And Mike Bray wants to discuss that.
Well,
you can get a 2-for-1 possessions in a situation like this.
He's going to go ahead and take that timeout so he doesn't lose it. 9 team fouls on Pittsburgh, and you look at the scoring for the Panthers, not very balanced because Krauser and Gray have combined for 19. The rest of the team has 15 points.
Yeah, and Krauser has done it on a lot of those very interesting floating shots in the lane. In the last game against Wisconsin, the freshman came in and had 33 points, and you wouldn't expect them to do that every single game because of their lack of experience.
Well, those freshmen tonight have 6 points, with Young having 2 and Tyrell Biggs having 4. So not quite the same, but they're also not playing as many minutes as they played against Wisconsin.
Precisely, and that's because Aaron Gray is not in foul trouble like he was against Wisconsin. But Jamie Dixon has developed depth. One of the good things about playing not such a tough schedule is you can win games and continue to develop your depth at the same time, and he's done a very solid job of that.
Well, he is consistently playing 10 guys, so we'll see how that turns out. We have seen 10 guys in this game tonight. There's a 3 by Zeller, and that's the first miss for him. The rebound to Benjamin. At the buzzer, no. Off target, a 4-point lead for the Pittsburgh Panthers at halftime, 34-30 over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Pittsburgh trying to stay perfect and go 12-0 and win conference game number 1. The Big East Conference regular season is underway. The Nissan halftime report will follow right after this. Panthers lead at 34-30. The leading scorers during the first half of play look like this. Zeller with 3 3-pointers. Aaron Gray had double figures with 10. Carl Krauser not far behind because he's got 9. The guy that's kind of missing in the scoring sheet so far is Turin Francis for Notre Dame.
Conspicuously absent. Last year in this building, 1 point and 7 rebounds. At halftime, 1 point and 5 rebounds. If the Irish are going to win, this guy right here with the basketball is going to have to do something.
He goes to work, but he misses the shot.
7-foot player on him, John. I mean, it changes a lot for Turin Francis.
DeGroat got a piece of it. It went off Francis out of bounds, so the Panthers will have it. Once again for Pitt, good hustle, a nose for the loose ball.
Well, that's one of their calling cards, but I'll tell you what, number 33, Aaron Gray, challenging shots. Turin Francis having a difficult time shooting over Gray. He's going to have to go around him.
He is 0 for 6, and both teams going with their original starting lineups. Kendall, who's bothered by the back spasms, is in there. Gray missed the short jumper, touched last by DeGroat. So 34 seconds into the second half, it'll be Irish basketball.
Well, both teams trying to do the same thing on their first possession, John. Take the ball inside, both coming up empty.
Falls with it, picked up by Krauser. And Krauser's been shadowing him all night long. Francis turns to face Gray.
Not mobile, really. Turin's mobility a little bit less than average here.
This time he gets low, bumps him out of the way, and scores his first field goal of the night.
No one came down to help right there. Pittsburgh, really, you can see their philosophy. They want to guard the perimeter because they feel the 3 is the bigger threat. So they're going to leave Francis down there alone with Gray.
Krauser back to Gray against Francis. Got him in the air, scores. A dozen for Aaron Gray.
The big men dominating the possessions at the start of the second half. Both teams trying to get it inside.
Quinn pulls up, gives it to Francis. Baseline shot good. So he immediately answers what we were talking about by coming out and getting the first 2 baskets for Notre Dame.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a very, very strong statement that he's made. In the past, Francis would sort of fade into the background. Not so in his senior year. Very admirable.
Krauser bumped as he went to the basket. The foul will go on Quinn. That's Chris's first.
Corinne Francis mostly around the basket, but right here feels he can take Gray away. It's that short little jump shot. Great to see two senior point guards playing against one another.
Krauser had a 3 in the first half. He gets his first in the second half. He matches Gray with 12 points. So now it's a 5-point lead. Second time tonight the Panthers have led by 5. It's 39-34. Here's Francis again against Gray. Now Carter outside. Falls. Zeller had 3 3-pointers in the first half, misses that one, and the rebound goes to Carl Krauser, the fifth-year senior. Quick foul by Carter on the move by DeGroat. John DeGroat, one of 2 seniors on this team for Pittsburgh, did not score in the first half.
He's a junior college transfer, though. As a senior, he's not been here 4 years, so it's not like he's one of these seniors like Francis or Carl Krauser, who's been around forever. Only in his second year of playing.
Krauser backs away. He's working against Zeller. Gets to the baseline and draws the foul. So one of the differences in these teams, you've got a guy like Krauser and also Fields. They're not afraid to take it to the hole.
No, and Krauser, of course, that's his calling card. As soon as he sees a switch when he comes off a situation like that, sees a 6'10 player, you know he's going to go to the basket. Not a great free throw shooter, though. Krauser only shooting about 69% from the free throw line.
He's made his 2 so far this evening, make it 3 for 3, and he takes over the scoring lead in this contest with 13 points. He'll get one more chance at the line. The Panthers add to their lead.
He's in, so far this year, 5 games in the 20s for Carl Krauser.
Came back on a mission, I think, in his 5th year.
I really do. I see in him, you know, I think a guy who's toying around with the draft as an underclassman. I think a lot of players lose focus when they do that. He looks better to me this year than he did last season.
Well, he's obviously in better shape. Here's Francis right at the foul line.
Better shape means better defense.
Francis has it knocked away. Irish will keep it. Let's compare the big men. We talked about him at the top of our telecast. And you can see that Gray right now winning that battle, although Francis has done his share of rebounding and has gotten off to a good start in the second half. Falls, rattles the 3 out. Kendall the rebound. Here's Ramon. Krauser moves against Quinn, and Francis puts him on the deck.
Krauser has been able to use the dribble to get by everybody that's tried to guard him, and that's why Bray has used a lot of zone in this game. He cannot afford for Chris Quinn to get too many fouls trying to guard Krauser.
Well, that's 4 team fouls already in the first 3 minutes of the second half, and the Panthers have yet to commit a personal foul in the second half. Krauser looking for 5 for 5 at the line, and point number 15.
He is the kind of a player who can dominate a game. Carl Krauser comes out there. He's got the ball. He dominates not only with his scoring, but with his passing. He's the kind of guy that if you're on his team, you got to be careful you don't get to standing around watching him play.
True.
You know, and sometimes he can do that because he's so clever.
And I think that happened a bit at times last year for the Panthers at the end of the ball. He tried to do it all by himself, and it didn't always work out, even though he had the veteran Siobhan Troutman with him as well. So now they have upped the lead to 9. Biggest advantage of the night for either team. Quinn working against Ramon. Zeller. Kendall jumps out on him. The freshman, McInerney, is on there. Now Falls. Out about 3 passes on it.
See all the switches, John? This way, when you switch, screens are not able to get guys free for the 3-point shots.
Excellent defensive set as the shot clock is inside 10. And before it is complete, the foul is called on Ronald Ramon, his second.
You can see that Notre Dame has difficulty on dribble drives. Right here, Ramon playing solid defense, moving his feet, which is what you want to do, stay in front of your man, but he grabs Quinn. When the guy makes his move and pushes right away, he's going to get another foul right here.
Well, that's 2 quick ones, and that gives Ronald Ramon, who had a 3-pointer in the first half, did not score last weekend against Wisconsin, picks up his 3rd foul. So he's the first on either team in foul trouble. He'll have to sit down as Fields comes on.
They have a dearth of guards on this team. 4 guys who can all play point or 2. Ramon takes the seat. Benjamin, a very good athlete.
Falls with it. Works on Graves, has it knocked away, but Cornett comes up with the loose ball and scores his 2nd field goal.
Great possession for the Irish right there. Really, they were reeling a little bit. They stayed with it and finally got an easy shot during that possession.
You know, with Krauser on the court and Fields at the same time, you really have 2 point guards. 2 guards who are not afraid to handle the basketball, and Graves turns it over. Quinn for 3, short. Rebound, Carl Krauser. Here they come. Krauser, a little stop-and-go move, gives it up, and it's what a feed. Terrific effort by Carl Krauser.
Point guard and center is like pitcher, catcher, up the middle. When you have 2 good ones at those spots, you're going to be a solid team.
15:42 to play. 45-36. The Panthers lead it by 9. Leading the way. Krauser finishing the play is Gray.
One car was ranked most appealing entry midsize by J.D. Power and Associates and earned Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award. And it wasn't Toyota or Honda. It was the Pontiac G6 sedan, designed to be one of the best cars in the world. And now, we've created another, the new 240 horsepower G6 Coupe. The G6 sedan delivers outstanding gas mileage. See it and the new G6 Coupe today at your local Pontiac dealer.
No one wins this race alone. Only a skilled, finely tuned team can stay on course, no matter what the conditions. We put the right people on your side to help you meet your financial objectives. Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Carefully consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Call your advisor for a prospectus with this and other fund information. Read it carefully before.
You finger roll your dirty socks into the laundry basket. You've called a lane violation at the grocery checkout. You've enforced a salary cap on your kids' allowance. You are high-definitely ready for HD on I.O. I.O. has the most exclusive local sports in HD with the biggest events from the best channels like MSG HD with no expensive equipment to buy and no extra monthly cost. You're ready for HD on I.O.
Looking for the car of your dreams? Find it on Optimum Autos, the latest way to search for a new or pre-owned vehicle right on your TV. Tune to IO Channel 605 and test drive Optimum Autos today. Until January 15th, Optimum Autos is giving you a chance to win a brand new Jeep Commander 4x4 and $3,000 in gas. Enter today on IO Channel 605 or at OptimumAutos.com. With thousands of listings from hundreds of local dealers, Optimum Autos is the best place to find your next car. Optimum Autos. Pick a car, any car.
Anything else?
30 of the 45 points for the Panthers have come from the tandem of Aaron Gray and Carl Krauser. And watch this full exchange for Pittsburgh, led by number 11.
Well, of the 30, this is probably the prettiest. Look to the left, pass to the right, the no look, and an emphatic finish by the 7-footer. And the update right here, Carl Krauser and Chris Quinn. Krauser clearly outplaying him. The last play in the transition, Quinn took a 3 when he had a 2-on-1. That characterizes Notre Dame's play.
Cornette got away underneath. They made a switch, and Biggs didn't get back quick enough, and it cost them 2 points.
Francis is on the bench right now, so Cornette and Zeller playing the post positions right here.
Once again, the battle for keep your eye on Carl Krauser because he's going to make a play. The bump by Quinn picks up his second foul. 45-38, Pittsburgh.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
If you're looking for answers from an auto parts store, get ready. Advance Auto Parts is working harder to help you save money by doing it yourself. Get ready for certified experts who are ready to help. Get ready for answers on any project you can easily understand. Get ready for in-depth information from Advanced TV, our exclusive in-store how-to network. Get ready to go from no way to know how. For all the advice you'll ever need, the first place to go is Advanced Auto Parts.
We're ready in advance.
Create your own holiday feast at Red Lobster. Combine 2 or 3 of your seafood favorites from 10 signature dishes, including our tender snow crab. Turn a meal into a celebration this holiday at Red Lobster.
I love using this now.
Sending pictures is so much easier.
Now, this really rocks.
What a difference Verizon Online DSL makes. Now, for as low as $14.95 a month, you'll get all that speed, so you can really enjoy your computer, camera, and tons of other stuff.
I click,
and I'm online right away. DSL is so fast.
I can open and send photos with none of the hassles I had with dial-up.
I'm talking, she's surfing.
And shopping.
And shopping. I can get with a program and get music like the rest of the world.
It costs a lot less than most of those cable companies.
I'm paying $14.95 a month for my Verizon DSL.
That's less than what my slow dial-up cost.
Call 1-888-547-2375 to get Verizon Online DSL for as low as $14.95 a month. It's our lowest price ever. That's 1-888-547-2375 for the best value in broadband.
I can't believe I had dial-up for so long on this baby. Bye-bye dial-up.
Lead is 7. We played almost 5 minutes of this second half. Top 25 college basketball action from around the country tonight following that GW game, and they put it away by 12 over the Owls of Temple. Improved their record to 9-1. Maryland and Texas A&M are underway. Memphis has jumped over Middle Tennessee State early in that ball game. We're in the second half here. This is Levance Fields, one of the freshmen. Biggs is also on, and so is Young. So the 3 freshmen are out there at the same time.
Well, the thing right now for Notre Dame, being behind right here, they're having difficulty guarding the dribble. Krauser is, whoever guards it, he just blows right past people. And the thing that they have that's been a problem for them is McElharney is in there, and so is Colin Falls. Colin Falls only 1 for 6. Those are those quick learners that Jamie Dixon told us about in practice. He thinks they're picking up their defensive concepts quicker than he expected. Most freshmen struggle with that.
One good thing about the Panther free throw shooting, you remember when Brandon Knight was here, it was a problem late in ball games. Well, tonight Krauser's 6 of 6 and the team is 10 of 11, so they have taken care of business at the free throw line. Fields went to Young and he went away.
Now that's going to happen sometimes. Young is a guy who likes to crash the boards. He thought Fields was shooting. A little zig when the other guy zagged. Brandon Knight, former great player here,
is in the house. Back to see those former Panthers honored, have their jerseys retired. They're now hanging at this end of the Petersen Events Center. A bump by Krauser on the way in. Carl will pick up his first foul.
So you got to hand it to Pittsburgh, in terms of their administration. You retire people's jerseys like that, and then you have the fortitude to get them up right away in the building so the people who are here can see that. Nice stuff.
Air ball into the hands of Krauser, taken away by Biggs, and he wisely gives it back to number 11. And he lost it going down the lane. Thought he was fouled. Here's Carter at the other end. Spins it in. Somehow got it to go. He was contested, but he got it to fall.
Notre Dame wants to make a run right here, John, by using a 2-3 zone. Mike Gray realizes that Krauser takes over the game against man-to-man. They couldn't guard him, so he switches to the zone. See if that will work for them.
Gray not in the lineup right now for the Panthers. Young occupies the middle of that 2-3 zone offensively. Fields penetrates, kicks to Graves, steps around his defender, and Fields this time will shoot a 3 in there. Levance Fields is 12 of 23 shooting 3-pointers. He's a pretty good shooter. Cornette worked his way inside.
Cornette has been the dominant offensive player in the paint in this game. Much more mobile than Francis. Rick Cornette doing a heck of a job in Francis's absence right now.
Cornette has 8 points, 6 of them here in the second half, and Biggs will head to the bench because he's got 4 fouls. So one of the freshmen in foul trouble is Aaron Gray is back in the lineup for Pitt.
Rick Cornette, another senior, experienced player, 6'9", 250.
Missed the chance to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. Here's Krauser.
He has that ball like it's with him all the time. Wherever he goes, it goes with him.
And the other part of that is this business of point of emphasis of palming the basketball. And Fields charges the basket. No 2-shot foul as he is decked by Carter. Let's check some other Big East scores. Carter picks up his 3rd. Other scores. Syracuse now has taken the lead, trying to win their 12th on the year, but being battled in the Carrier Dome by UTEP. And St. John's leads 39-24. Cincinnati now beginning to pile it up on DePaul.
Cincinnati, an excellent team. Eric Hicks, James White. They have a freshman point guard named Devin Downey, who's electrifying. Cincinnati dominates Conference USA. They come into the Big East and they're in the preseason picked 9th.
Wow.
How about that?
That's a change, isn't it? Fields, you look at his shot, it's a little funny. He's a 74% shooter. Gray keeps it alive at the offensive end for the Panthers. They get a fresh clock. Graves looked one way, then took a shot, no good, kept alive momentarily. Now Young has it. Bounces it off the body of Cornette out of bounds.
Credit Gray with this possession. He comes in off the bench, immediately keeps the ball alive on the offensive board. Watch him right here. He tips it twice, and as a result, no clean rebound for the guys in the blue.
Young was on its way out of bounds, so he just turned and threw it off the leg of Cornette. We have not seen Corinne Francis in a while. He's been sitting.
Cornette's done a better job, offensively at least.
Aaron Gray jump hook too strong, tipped up and over the backboard. It belongs to the Irish. Notre Dame will have it, 13 to play.
Chris Quinn is the other guy who has not scored in the second half at all. Jamie Dixon's defense has been excellent. They screen, they follow him wherever he goes like a shadow. Fields his job right now.
And that time a runner as he got around him. Cornette battling for the rebound. Instead it's Young to Fields.
This is where he's good.
Crossover dribble. And then a foul called as Krauser banged into Kurz inside.
Well, Barry Rorson, the assistant coach from Pittsburgh, has done a great job of recruiting New York City players. And there you have the double crossover. Two New York guys combining right there.
Now, Krauser has made all of his free throw attempts so far this evening, trying to get it back to a 9-point lead. They've had that advantage a couple of times. His first miss at the line. Krauser sitting on 16 points. Francis does come back, and so does Luke Zeller, the three-point shooting freshman. Cornette to the bench and Kurz to the bench.
Well, Zeller was hot in the first half, made 3 threes, but has not had one opportunity in the second half and missed it badly. He is getting the full attention of the Pittsburgh defense.
Missed them both. And again, Gray tried to keep it alive, but instead it went into the hands of Quinn. Francis. Outside Zeller. Now Carter. Got inside, fights one up, and it bounces into the hands of the big man Gray. Quick move inside and a shot by Young, but it won't go and goes out of bounds. Well, Gray closing in on his 7th double-double, has 8 rebounds to go with his 14 points. And once again, Colin Falls returns for the Irish. Krauser gets a rare blow for Pittsburgh.
Well, Colin Falls not able to get it going at all in this game. The 2 losses that Notre Dame has, he was 1 of 11 combination against NC State and Michigan. When he does not shoot well, that leaves a gaping hole in the offense for the Irish.
Carter for 3, and he buried that one. Nothing but the bottom of the basket for Carter. He's got 8 points.
When you are behind, John, you like to get more aggressive, but Notre Dame can't do it because of their lack of lateral quickness on guys like Levance Fields and Carl Krauser. So as a result, they've got to play this zone.
There's that short jumper by Gray. It bends high and off the iron. Brought down by Falls. Here's Quinn. Irish now within 4. And a drive by Carter, blocked by Gray. Zeller dumped down to Francis. And he gets the basket, no foul call.
The rest did him well, obviously. Francis comes back, makes his first shot.
You know the faithful, about 12,000 of them thought that was an offensive foul. But the call did not go that way. 11:21 remaining in the basketball game. All of a sudden, a 9-point lead is down to 2.
You are not going to get the charge foul when you are standing underneath the basket. Gray does a good job of the block on this play. Corinne Francis scores on the ensuing play. Jamie Dixon unhappy. calls a timeout and tries to gather his troops, get their defensive intensity back.
Well, you know, during the preseason and some of the tournaments, they use that little half circle underneath the basket.
Yes.
And that's kind of the same rule right there.
And exactly, John. And it's a good rule because, I mean, if you just stand under the basket, that's not taking a charge. I mean, that's not a basketball play at all. And, of course, because the line is not there by rule, the officials have to make that judgment where that guy is actually standing.
Francis did not make a basket in the first half, but he has turned it around in the second half.
Well, the two big guys really have played pretty well, and Aaron Gray, this is a coming out party in my mind for him. I know not for Pittsburgh fans, but he's not a guy who's well known around the league because he sat behind Taft and Chevy Troutman. He is a for-real 7-foot guy who can play and emphasize winning and losing.
Carl Krauser back out there. He doesn't sit off Graves, looks inside. Fields for three. That's short. Zeller on the weak side with a rebound. Gets it to Quinn. Here come the Irish. A chance to tie or take the lead, and what a great feed to Russell Carter. He's in double figures with 10. Very athletic player.
And he's the guy on this team who can fill that role of the wing. Sort of like Jones did for them over the last couple of years. Great comeback by Notre Dame to get back in this.
7-0 run for the Irish. Run, bending off. Out of bounds.
John, they have done this with a 2-3 zone defense. They could not guard Pittsburgh man-to-man. Solid play by Mike Gray to switch defenses. It has been effective.
Well, midway through the second half, the Irish have battled back to tie it up. Notre Dame 49, Pitt 49.
Swings it out. Anderson down low. Boom! Dunks! What a pass! McGee brings a double team and steals it from Thomas. Nadine, a three. Good!
Out to Krauser. Three-pointer is good. It's showtime at the Pitt.
Right of the lane. Back to McNamara. Three on the way, right side. Book it!
Andy Foy down the lane. Pulls up off the classic. Good from 8 feet right of the lane.
They can't stop it. Here's J.D. driving. Kicking it right corner. Hairbear for a three.
Yes!
Your roadmap to the new Hyundai Tucson. Points of interest include 6 standard airbags, the government's highest crash safety rating, and electronic stability control with traction control standard. Plus, flexible cargo space with fold-flat seating, with award-winning quality backed by America's best warranty. All for $3,000 less than a Honda CR-V. So plan your road trip in the new Hyundai Tucson. Nicely equipped at just $18,095 at Hyundai. Lease a new 2006 Tucson for just $199 a month at your local Hyundai dealer.
Everyone wants a great-looking haircut, but keeping your hair looking the way you want between haircuts is a problem. Now there's Just a Trim. It's a totally redesigned trimmer that's compact and cordless, and it has the cutting edge on the side. So now you can trim hair as easily as you comb hair and get professional-looking results every time. Simply snap on a grooming guide to make it medium or trim it short. Plus, you get the professional edge you need for trimming sideburns, beards, and even the back of your neck. Barbershop perfect. No time for a haircut? Don't worry. With Just a Trim, you can stay looking sharp for a few more weeks. Call now and get Just a Trim, a $30 value for only $14.99. Plus, you'll receive our deluxe 10-piece grooming kit, a $20 value absolutely free. You get it all. An incredible $50 value, all for only $14.99.
To order Just a Trim, call 1-800-218-4898. That's 1-800-218-4898. Call now.
We are tied for the third time tonight. Let's check out the Pontiac game-changing performance brought to you by Pontiac.
Well, certainly Turin Francis turned things around. 1 point in the first half. Now he's got 7, so he's played a lot better. Mike Gray benched him briefly. He came back in. The first half, not a factor at all. Second half doing lots more damage. Turin Francis, the senior center, getting after it at the offensive end. That is the Pontiac game-changing performance.
The Irish trying to take the lead again. Zeller outside, picked up by Levon Kendall.
Carter is another guy who's changing the game right now. He's got 10. Only had 3 in the first half. His athleticism really helpful.
Chris Quinn, though, has not scored in the second half. Francis works on Gray, backs him down, spins and throws an air ball up, rebounded out of there by Antonio Graves.
Can't shoot turnaround jumpers over a 7-footer. Got to go around him.
Right now, Ramon, who is back in the lineup, despite some foul problems, and the Panthers turn it over. Quinn Carter on one wing comes in and draws the foul. Not much that Levon Kendall could do there but fouling.
That's a good play by Kendall right there, John. You want to foul a guy who's got an easy breakaway situation. Make him make the free throws, otherwise it's going to be a dunk. Nice play by Kendall right here, understanding what's happening.
5 team fouls on Pittsburgh, 8 tonight in the second half on the Irish. It's a turnaround from what we saw in the first half, and the first one will not go. As a look at our key matchup tonight, and Aaron Gray through the first half was dominating that matchup. That's changed in the second half.
I'll tell you what, though, still 14 points, 6 of 12, 8 rebounds, and he's got about 4 or 5 blocks. And
1 out of 2.
A lot more challenges than blocks as well.
11 points for Carter, who's high for this year, and his career is 16. Antonio Graves handles, sets up Ramon.
Tactically speaking, the zone has been effective in the second half. Krauser would like to dribble penetrate against this.
First time the Irish have had the lead since the 9-minute mark in the first half, so they are up by 1, and that one won't go by bigs. Rattled but would not fall. Quinn to Carter. Zeller outside. They jump out on him. Quinn looks to Cornette. Here comes Falls to the rescue. That's a blocking foul on Cornette. That'll be number 3 for Rick Cornette. 50-49 the Irish lead, but the Panthers will have it back thanks to the offensive foul. A little over 9 minutes remaining.
Well, John, the Irish were down 9 points playing man-to-man defense in the second half. They changed tactics, and it's been effective. This is the zone they used against Alabama when they won on the road in Tuscaloosa.
It's the first turnover in the second half for Notre Dame. Here's Ramon. Pulls up at the foul line. Got it. His second field goal had a 3-pointer in the first half, and the seesaw is on. They're on the odd and even numbers, so right now it's Pitt by 1.
Look at the concentration of Ramon defensively on Quinn. He's done a great job, especially in the second half, keeping Chris's opportunities to a minimum.
Cornette against Biggs, and that's an offensive foul. He hooked him, used that lead arm to wrap around, and he'll pick up the foul. That's 4 on Cornette. Let's take a look at our defensive player of the game tonight, brought to you by Cooper Tires. Don't give up a thing.
Well, Aaron Gray's not giving up much in the paint, I'll tell you that. Not only is he blocking shots, he's challenging shots as well and giving guys fits. Aaron Gray, the 7-footer, challenges another one right there. That's what you want out of your big man. Defensive player of the game.
21.
And I question the 3 blocks. That's the official stat, folks. But I think he's got about 5.
Well, I'm going to say he's not going to care, but officially he's got a few more blocks than they give him credit for. Working on Cornette. Jump hook off the glass is good. Is this guy improved or what?
I think it's opportunity. I think he was always good. He just needed some playing time.
A rimmer and a nice rebound by Kendall. Held off the other defender, went up with one hand and brought it down. That's an offensive foul. And Gray hurt his ankle. That was a problem for Gray in the game against Wisconsin. Of his 4 fouls that he had in the game, 3 of them came at the offensive end.
Right there, he was just running down the floor. He is in pain right here. His right ankle is going to be a problem. Let's see what Jamie Dixon does when we get back.
Cooper Tire is proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing.
I do enjoy drinking Guinness at a tailgating party.
Yes, and I've discovered that the local custom is to wear cheese on your head. So, to fit in, I brought along some hunks of Limburger.
Limburger cheeseheads? Brilliant!
Brilliant!
I'm not so sure we're fitting in.
I smell feet.
Whatever the occasion, drink responsibly.
Brilliant!
If you carry this card,
You want this card, the AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan card. Even with Medicare, the average person could end up spending thousands per year out of their own pocket. If you're 65 or over, this card can help pay for some of what Medicare doesn't. This is one powerful card. It represents the only Medicare supplement plans endorsed by AARP. Why an AARP Medicare supplement plan? Because you can keep your own doctors without any referrals and no claim forms. Choose from a wide variety of plans, and AARP group rates are competitively priced. Call to get free information about these plans insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company of New York. There's no obligation, and it's easy to switch to an AARP Medicare supplement plan. Call and learn about these plans, and you'll also get this free booklet. Call now even if you're not an AARP member yet, and join more than 2 million members enjoying the benefits of this powerful card. Call now.
It is 53-50. The Panthers had a 9-point lead. That went away to a Notre Dame lead, and here is the big man going down, but he appears to be all right.
Well, he runs down the floor. He gets tangled up with Rick Cornett, feeling for his right ankle. Tony Salisi, the trainer, came out to take a look at Gray, and he's on the bench right now, but at least he's standing.
Yeah, he's walking. He's bouncing around a little bit over there, so that is a good sign.
He has been a dominant player in this game. 16 points, 8 rebounds, a lot of blocks and a lot of challenges defensively in the paint.
Well,
his teammates also have confidence in him, John, which is one of the biggest things.
One of the guys who's really stepped up for Notre Dame tonight is Cornett. Unfortunately, he and the bigs for Pitt both have 4 fouls.
The three-point shooting has not been there for Notre Dame in the second half, and you must credit the defense of the Pittsburgh perimeter players.
There's the dump down to Cornett. Matched up 2 guys with 4 fouls. Missed the easy shot. Krauser had it, and it's pulled down by Kendall.
You notice how that play was one-on-one in there, John? That's what's going to happen. When you guard the perimeter as well as Pittsburgh's doing, your inside guys are going to have one-on-one opportunities, and they've got to produce.
Krauser's been quiet for a while. He's working on Carter. Goes baseline, and is fouled. So Carter will pick up his 4th foul. Let's take a look now at our Red Lobster nothing but net shot of the game.
Levant Fields from deep. As you mentioned, he can really make shots from, he's got sort of a quirky looking shot, but his percentages are very good.
Well, after making 6 straight, missing 2, Krauser adds to his point total. He's got 17 tonight. As Zeller is back, Cornett sits down, Kurz also sits down as Francis is back in for Notre Dame. DeGroat is in the lineup now for the University of Pittsburgh. 7:16 to play. It's real quiet when the Panthers at the foul line.
Indeed it is, but it's a sellout, as you mentioned. One of the best facilities in the Big East.
Well, they've been sold out 4 seasons in a row. Quinn, the lead now back to 5 for Pitt. And Mike Bray steps out to call a timeout. 7:02 to go. The Irish want to make sure they get a good set here at 7:02.
No, they really do. And you know, I think you've got to know what your personnel can and can't do. And Mike Bray certainly knows what his team is about. Right now, he's got Zeller in the game as a 3-point shooter, Falls in the game as a 3-point shooter, and neither one of those guys has made a shot in the second half, and Chris Quinn has really been missing in action from the offensive side. You've got to credit Pittsburgh's defense and the tactics of Jamie Dixon, John. What he's doing is playing very aggressive, switching everything out front so that there are no open looks on threes. When you do that, the inside is open for one-on-one play, and Notre Dame has not been able to take advantage of that.
Well, the Irish started 5 of 6. They're 2 of 11 since. It's interesting, though. We sit here and watch the teams go through their shoot-arounds, work on various things, but so much changes during the course of a game, doesn't it?
And you've got to adjust, and Pittsburgh has done a great job of that.
Krauser goes for the steal. A little limping now by Falls, might have twisted his ankle slightly. Aaron Gray is back on the court for Pitt. Quinn against Ramon. Goes baseline, off the glass and good. That's his first basket in the second half.
That is an infrequent move, but one that he needs to be much more aggressive with. If he's going to be a complete offensive player, and if Notre Dame's going to advance to the NCAA tournament, Quinn's going to have to make more plays like that.
Krauser for 3.
Oh, man, 21 answer. Are you kidding me?
tries to answer, comes up short. Francis saves it for the Irish.
Notice how Krauser hustled back to challenge that shot as well.
Quinn keeps his dribble. 6:10 to play. 20 on the shot clock. Carter for three. He's been a factor, but that's an air ball. Zeller cannot save it. The Oakland Zoo is hopping now, huh?
I talked to Mike Gray at practice, and I said, what's got to happen for you to win big this year instead of NIT, go NCAA? He said Chris Quinn has to attack more. He can't just be a three-point shooter.
It's a 9-2 run right now for Pitt. Of course, he also told us the only tournament he's worried about making is the Big East tournament.
Of the 16 teams, only 12 get to go.
Gray looks inside to Young. Reverse. Good.
Gray can pass also.
Panthers by 8 over the Irish. Carter working on Gray. A bump and a foul. That's going to be on Carl Krauser.
Can you say most improved player in the Big East Conference for Mr. Aaron Gray? What a factor he's been in this game and in their season. You mentioned 6 double-doubles already. People said, well, it wasn't against great competition. Well, it's against great competition tonight.
It was against pretty good competition on Saturday night when Wisconsin was here. Unfortunately, he got in foul trouble and had to spend a lot of the night on the bench.
He only had 5 points and 5 rebounds in that one.
Carter hits the free throw. He's got a dozen tonight. It's the double bonus now for Notre Dame. Graves checks in. DeGroat goes to the bench.
John, the other thing about these two teams is they're only going to play once this year.
And that's good news.
Last year they played twice.
They did it 3 years in a row.
Yeah, right. So this is the only time that Pittsburgh gets Notre Dame this year.
And that's fine with Mike Bray. He said, I don't mind being under the radar for a change. And he was playing UConn, Syracuse, and Pitt twice for 3 years in a row. That's a tough order.
West Virginia has jumped in there as well as Louisville and Villanova right now. 3 teams in the top 8 in the country.
Over the top.
Point guard to center. Krauser to Gray. You're going to hear a lot about that this year.
Combined, they have 39 points. It's 62-53. Panther fans on their feet because they've got a 9-point lead for the second time in this half. Exactly 5 minutes to go.
The point guard, the center. Pass the ball high to him, Carl. He knows what to do. Right here. Excellent plays right here. Gray knows how to move without the basketball. Big man having a very nice night.
Well, it's been a two-man show of Krauser and Gray with 5 minutes to go. They're the reason that they've got a 9-point lead.
No doubt about that. But the other thing that doesn't show up in the statistics is the perimeter defense of guys like Ramon and Benjamin. These guys are getting after Graves on the perimeter, preventing the three-point shot from being a factor in the second half. Watch Ramon's concentration on Quinn.
Little bump there. That's the way Pitt plays defense. Carter spins inside and drew a foul. He'll go on Krauser. He'll pick up number 3. And that back must be flaring up on Levon Kendall because he is flat right in front of trainer Tony Salisi.
Remember Larry Bird when he had his back problems late in his career? He'd always sit on the side like that. Got to stretch it out. Kendall's done nice work when he's been in the game. He's one of those intangible type guys. Gets rebounds, makes nice passes, things that don't always show up in the box score.
Carter 6 for 10 at the line. He has 13 points. Now 14. So
only had 3 at halftime, so 11 in the second half. He's been a spark.
He has played very well for the Irish, who are hanging around. It's a 7-point ball game now.
They are small right now. No big men in the game. Box and 1 right here. McElharney is going to guard Carl Krauser. The other 4 guys on Notre Dame are playing a box zone.
From outside, that line drive shot goes off the hands of Gray and out of bounds. Not a good effort that time by Antonio Graves.
Well, the box and 1 works immediately. When you make a change in defense, John, that's when teams usually make mistakes. The problem that I see with the box and 1 is they have no big guy in the game.
Bad pass by the freshman Kyle Killarney. Panthers get it back. 4:15 to play.
Gray should have a field day.
There's Gray underneath. Beautiful reversal for his 20th point. Quinn for 3. Got it.
First time he's had a clean look in the second half with only 4 minutes to go. The boxing one was effective first possession. Second possession, not. So 1 for 2 on the strategic advantage of Gray in that situation.
And Notre Dame now, by taking this timeout, is out of timeouts.
Well, they've had to take a few, really. I mean, he had to stem the tide when he got down 9 a couple of times. So they're going to have to play solidly. They've got, a lot of seniors left to do things with. There's the three-point story for Notre Dame. It's been anemic after a very, very hot start.
But a big one right there to get them to within 6. 5 minutes to go. They trail by 9. They get that three-point basket.
Aaron Gray has been spectacular in this game. He and Krauser really work nicely together. Krauser, of course, has great vision, has great experience, has played with terrific post players in the past, Chris Taft and Troutman. He's got a lot of great bounce to his game, and now he's got a 7-footer to play with. Aaron Gray's development in place of those two players is key for Pittsburgh's season this year, and there's no doubt about it, he's going to be a player in this league.
Do you think that some people are surprised they started 11-0?
Yeah, I think people are surprised. I thought that I think many prognosticators felt that Pittsburgh was going to be in the middle of the pack in the league this year. They felt that with the loss of Taft and Troutman at the same time, as well as McCarroll, who was a backup player in the post for Jamie Dixon, that they would really struggle. But he did his wise thing. He didn't play a lot of tough teams early, then played 2 good teams in South Carolina and Wisconsin, and now they're feeling confident.
And now, on the run, it's Krauser. Bumped by Clarny. He'll reset, keeps his dribble.
Well, with a 6-point lead with 3:49 to go, you can afford to use clock a little bit, especially when you have a guy like Krauser, where at the end of the clock, he can make a dribble drive move and make something happen.
15 on that shot clock. Young takes it inside. Guy's got a bright future.
Athletic, plays hard.
Panthers by 8 over the Irish. Stolen by Young to Krauser. Up for Young. Let him just a little too much.
He looked like he got a flat tire right there. He wanted to go up high and didn't.
That would have brought the house down if he'd finished that one. Kendall is going to check back in. Quinn with a runner. Good.
He's had 3 baskets in the second half, 2 of the driving variety and 1 3 in transition. Let's see how tough Chris Quinn is at the end of this game, whether he tries to take over and make more plays like that.
Less than 3 to go. 6-point lead for Pitt. Krauser wants Young out of there. Off the Gray screen, goes back to Gray, steps to the basket, and bending in. Got the roll. He's matched his career high with 22 points.
Well, the pick and roll with the point guard in the center has been effective the entire game. Clutch situation. They go to it again, this time on the side of the floor instead of at the top of the key. Krauser comes through again, as does Gray. You're going to hear a lot about this combination this year. The pick and roll, big on little. Tough to switch this one.
22 for Gray, matching his career high. He's been aided by 21 from Carl Krauser. So those two have combined for 43 of 68. They've carried the load for this team.
They really have carried the offensive load. And it's what you would expect from Krauser, but it's a surprise to a lot of people in the Big East about Gray.
2:42 to play here. Let's see what else is happening. Syracuse now has opened up a 6-point lead, trying to win number 12 out of their first 14 games this year. They had a couple of tough losses early on. St. John's over Seton Hall, although the Hall battling back a bit in the second half. Cincinnati is rolling over DePaul, and here in Pittsburgh, we've got 2.5 to go. Quinn again on a drive, another runner. That one's short. Kendall has the rebound.
Oh, monster rebound.
Young was ahead of the pack, but Krauser didn't see him in time.
Jamie Dixon waving back toward the 10-second line. He wants to run some flock.
68-60. Pitt has the lead. There's the runner. A bump knocked out of bounds, and the Panthers will keep it with 17 on the shot clock and 2:12 to go in the game. It's Pitt by 8 at home.
You've put in the hard work and preparation. Now block out the pressure. Stay focused. Execute the plan. At Oppenheimer Funds, we believe that sticking to your objectives is one of the principles that can help you achieve financial success. Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Carefully consider fund investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses. Call your advisor for a prospectus with this and other fund information. Read it carefully before investing.
One car was ranked most appealing entry midsize by J.D. Power and Associates and earned Strategic Vision's Total Quality Award. And it wasn't Toyota or Honda. It was the Pontiac G6 sedan, designed to be one of the best cars in the world. And now, we've created another, the new 240 horsepower G6 Coupe. The G6 sedan delivers outstanding gas mileage. See it and the new G6 Coupe today at your local Pontiac dealer.
I love using this now.
Sending pictures is so much easier. Now, this really rocks.
What a difference Verizon Online DSL makes. Now, for as low as $14.95 a month, you'll get all that speed, so you can really enjoy your computer, camera, and tons of other stuff.
I click,
And I'm online right away. DSL is so fast.
I can open and send photos with none of the hassles I had with dial-up.
I'm talking, she's surfing.
And shopping.
And shopping.
I can get with a program and get music like the rest of the world.
It costs a lot less than most of those cable companies.
I'm paying $14.95 a month for my Verizon DSL.
That's less than what my slow dial-up costs.
Call 1-888-547-2375 to get Verizon Online DSL for as low as $14.95 a month. It's our lowest price ever. That's 1-888-547-2375 for the best value in broadband.
I can't believe I had dial-up for so long on this baby. Goodbye, dial-up.
Tonight's Big East game has been brought to you by Nissan and your Nissan dealer. Cooper Tires, proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. And by Red Lobster, we do it all for the seafood lover in you. Along with Bob Wenzel, I'm John Sanders at the Petersen Events Center, and there's the reset. The Irish have used their timeouts. Panthers still have a couple left.
The only way they can stop the clock right now is by fouling. They've got to play solid D right here.
That's going to be an offensive. Krauser got him
almost a technical.
He got him in the nose with his elbow. That's
Ed Corbett,
on Krauser.
John, Ed Corbett had the whistle in his mouth. He was going to call a technical on Krauser when he got upset with this play. Quinn got right into his shorts right here, and Krauser gave it to him.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a technical on Carl because he'd be out of the game.
That's right. When you do that, you get a foul, and then a technical counts as part of your personals. And, of course, he didn't do it. He kept his cool nicely on that situation. Still a lot of time left right here.
2:06 to play. And at the table, they have him with 5 fouls. I only had him with 4. But they've got him out of the ball game.
Well, I think what the table says counts in this situation.
That's exactly right. They're the official scores.
So with 2 minutes to go, your leader is gone. So Ramon and Levance Fields will take over the ball handling duty. Gray is out temporarily as well. They don't want him to get another foul. Can Chris Quinn take somebody off the dribble here?
Working on Fields.
He can.
In and lays it home. Quinn now with 16 points.
Keep your seats on, baby. This is going to go down to the wire.
68-62, and Krauser has fouled out.
Well, Graves is a very experienced player, as is Ramon. Fields less so. Kendall, a good ball handler for a guy 6'9".
Ramon, Quinn, now he's got some room down the lane, tried to give it up to Young. They go back outside. Where's the scoring going to come from, Bob?
Well, right here, Ramon's going to try to dribble, penetrate, and make something happen.
Kendall for 3. Missed it. Quinn scramble for the rebound. He's fouled on the play.
Silly foul right there. Stops the clock. Notre Dame can score while the clock is stopped. Graves was trying to be aggressive, but overly so on this particular play. They ran the shot clock nicely. They got a pretty clean look with Kendall. Right here, he gets fouled by both guys. That does not mean he takes 4 free throws.
No, but he'll get 2 because we're in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Quinn, a 90% free throw shooter. It doesn't mean you can book these two, but pretty close to it. Gray is set to return. 1:16 to go.
John, even if he makes both of these shots, it's still a 2-possession game.
The freshman to the bench.
4-point difference is still 2 possessions. So it'll be interesting to see whether the Irish foul or they just play solid defense and let the clock run down. They're going to try to go full court pressure here.
18 for Quinn. He has come alive here in the second half. Gray looks for some help, almost threw it away. Kendall got it. Now Fields is fouled. Reach in on Quinn. That'll be 3 on Chris.
Well, they tried to foul Kendall when he threw the ball back out. So Levance Fields, you said he's got a pretty good stroke, 74% from the free throw line. Tough spot for a freshman to be in.
And he is 1 for 2 at the free throw line tonight with 1:10 to play. Wow. I'm pretty sure that Jamie Dixon, Bob, did not know that Krauser was out there with 4 fouls. I didn't know it.
Interesting situation, but you know, Krauser is a guy you want in at the end of the game, obviously. But the experience that Jamie Dixon has been able to get his guards in the first 11 games of the year has proven very productive.
1 out of 2. Zeller has the rebound. 5-point game. Still over a minute to go. Quinn comes up short. Young the rebound, and he's fouled by Zeller.
Well, Quinn knew that there were 2 possessions left. He wanted to drive to the basket and took an off-balance 3. Take a look at this shot by Quinn right here. He's coming down. It's not a 3, he just pulled up, and you see how he faded away. When you fade, you normally hit the front of the rim. Tough situation, down 5.
Another freshman at the line in a clutch situation with exactly a minute to go, and he got number 1. Young is a 70% free throw shooter, and overall the Panthers just under 70%. So for the second game in a row, it's going to be up to some of the young people for Pittsburgh.
They've developed the depth.
Got them both.
And they've got the confidence.
That's going to help them down the road for sure.
No doubt about it.
7-point game, final minute. Quinn. Deep in the corner. That's a little short, and a nice rebound by Young. He had good position on Carter. And they quickly put the touch foul on Antonio Graves.
Well, Notre Dame cannot call timeout. The only way to stop the clock is by fouling, and Pittsburgh is 3 out of 4 from the free throw line in the last 2 possessions.
McElharney picked up that last foul. 45.5 to play. Cornette, who was so important to the Irish in the second half, is about to check back in. Graves a 63% free throw shooter, and these are all critical, but it is a double bonus. You get 2 cracks at it.
Talk about excitement at the Big East Conference. This is the first game of the year. The intensity level is through the roof here in Pittsburgh, and it's going to be like that in all of the arenas around the league. First year of 16 teams in the Big East Conference. Pittsburgh enters 12-0 after this win.
And Dixon wants all his players away from the line.
He's fearful that they'll go for the rebound and get a foul. They don't want that.
Got the roll on number 2, just barely, but a pair for him at the line. So the Panthers down the stretch. Quinn, 3, nestles in the net. He's got it. 21 for him.
The clock stops in the last minute on a made basket.
Ramon fouled.
Ramon 90%, if you're wondering, from the free throw line. All Hallows High School, New York City, the Dominican Republic. Dad played professional basketball in South America.
It is the 4th foul on McElharney.
What a job this guy's done, huh?
Just tremendous. Of course, he inherited a veteran, very good team, but now he's molding his own team.
And you know what? He was part of that also.
Yes.
You know, I mean, Ben Howland, it was Ben Howland, but he was part of that whole thing. The defensive concepts, the toughness, the Pittsburgh City, you know, the steel town, be aggressive, defense dominates. That is their calling card.
1 out of 2. He has only missed 3 all year long. 6 points for him. 7-point lead in the final 35. Again, Quinn forcing and hitting a 3, and he'll go to the line. How about that?
Oh, my goodness. The clock stops, you score 3, and now an opportunity to get it to a 3-point game.
Well, you talked about how well he played in this building last year. He's put 24 on the board tonight and looking for another 25-point game.
Wow. Krauser cannot believe it. Take
What
that towel off your head, Carl. 3-point game.
25 for Quinn. Had only 7 in the first half, so after a slow start to the second half, he has put on 18. And you're right, he has taken over the game.
He really has, and of course he had to, and he's done it.
Almost a turnover. Fields is fouled.
Well, Vance Fields almost lost his shorts on that play. He's not very tall to begin with. They fouled him hard. A place where he wants to be.
Fields tonight 2 out of 4 at the line, and the Panthers still need to make a couple of free throws here, Bob.
No doubt about that.
Zeller will check in for McElharney, who's fouled out.
You got to admire Chris Quinn. Making that 3 and then the free throw for a 4-point play changed the entire complexion.
Sure did.
Here. Pittsburgh was counting the W, as was I.
They were ready to head to the locker room.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You've got to admire the grit of Chris Quinn in these situations as Fields misses. He made 1 for 2 last time. So he's 1 for 3 so far in his opportunities in clutch situation here.
Panthers were very good early on. He hits number 2. So that's 6 points for the freshman from Brooklyn and a timeout called.
Well, Carl Krauser trying to encourage his teammates to keep their heads in the game.
Well, the Big East schedule has started for real, and the Irish, for the 9th time in their 11 years in the league, opening on the road here tonight. Let's look ahead at what's coming up for the Fighting Irish. They will stay on the road, playing at DePaul over the weekend. And they've got a couple of games at home, but they won't be easy against Syracuse and Providence. Meanwhile, the Pitt Panthers have played most of their schedule right here in the state of Pennsylvania. It'll be DePaul on January 12th, so they've got a little time off before their next game, and then a rugged 3-game road trip to Louisville, Rutgers, and St. John's.
And then home to Syracuse and Marquette and at Connecticut. I'll tell you what, you can't look too far ahead in these schedules if you're a participant.
No, you really
focus on today. That's it.
Tonight, and then when you wake up tomorrow, you say, who we play next?
That's right. You start looking at that schedule, that'll scare you.
All 16 teams are in the same boat. Quinn to Falls for 3. Got it.
Nice play. Set up at the timeout. Quinn dominating Falls, makes his second play of the game.
1-point game. Breakaway. Kendall with a 14.2 to go. Still a 1-possession game. Quinn's got the ball. The Irish got the 3-point shot working early, and they have used it late. Quinn on a drive. 3. Good. He got it. What a great shot by Falls. We are tied.
Unbelievable. I do not believe what I'm seeing here, John. The Irish have been raised from the dead.
Yes, they have.
Absolute 3-point barrage. Jamie Dixon angry with his team. Falls comes back and makes the shot. Quinn, the leader. People thought the game was over on this one. Kendall gets the dunk at one end, but the 3 at the other end brings them back. Quinn drives. Falls, this is measure, this one. That's NBA range and nothing but bottom. Carl Krauser can do nothing about it as he sits with 5 fouls on the sideline.
Well, here's the update on our Star Watch. It has been quite a night for Quinn as he has rallied his team with some huge shots, and then the last 2 threes by Colin Falls, who had only made 1 basket prior to the last minute of the game.
It's pretty amazing, you know, the value of a 3-point shooter. And you know you have to shoot these at this point of the game, so you're a little looser, actually. Quinn did not do a lot in the game. It looked like Krauser and Gray had dominated the entire game, and now we've got 1.5 to go, and it looks like we might get overtime.
Well, the Irish have hit their last 3 3-pointers. They hit that drought in the middle of the ball game, And, of course, one of those three-pointers
back to 50% again,
turned out to be a 4-pointer.
Exactly. Now, 1.5 right here. Depending on where the ball is being taken out, you want the long pass to Gray at the basket. You hope that he gets fouled. Now, officials are not going to call that very often. The ball is on the sideline. Zeller, a big man, guarding the inbounder. He wants to force this pass toward the top of the key.
Ronald Ramon at the buzzer, short overtime. How about that?
Wow.
A tremendous rally by Notre Dame in the closing minute and a half. They have knotted this game at 77-77. We are not finished. We are not finished here at the Petersen Events Center because an astonishing rally has brought them back. It looked like it was going to be over right here, but the Irish now, their last 4 baskets have been 3-pointers. And it doesn't matter where they are hitting them right now, Bob.
Well, no doubt about that. And it's unbelievable. Carl Krauser, he's on the bench. He has fouled out. And when he went out, the 3-point barrage began. And Chris Quinn, you've got to take him and Colin Falls. Unbelievable. Now, when you go into overtime, you think about foul trouble. Who has foul trouble? What's the situation? The main thing, of course, right here is that Carl Krauser is out of the game.
Panthers had an 8-point lead. Young gets inside and goes underneath the score. 10 points for Sam Young. It was 68-60 when he fouled out with 2:06 to play. It winds up 77-77. Kerr starts a little move. Hands it to Carter. Back to Kerr. Outside Zeller. 3-pointer on the way. No good.
Didn't have the handle, John. Bobbled the pass.
Young almost lost it, but after getting the rebound, hangs on, and Fields will walk it up.
Well, Levance Fields is a freshman. He's going to earn his stripes right here. This is normally Carl Krauser time. Freshman from Zavarian in New York. Ramon, the more experienced player, All Hallows, New York. And Gray has been the dominant player in this game.
Gray leans in and rolls it home. Aaron Gray, a new career high tonight at 24. Panthers by 4. A minute gone in OT. Another 3 on the way. That one's short. Ramon has the rebound. Quinn tries to steal it. Can't. Ramon keeps it, gives it up to Fields. He penetrates, then backs away. They'll work some clock.
You can see Fields when he bounces that ball quickly right away. He wants to go.
And he finds the feet along the baseline to Antonio Graves. And Fields dances back to midcourt. He did his thing right there. Krauser loves it.
As do the fans. Dribble penetration. Pass to your partner and celebrate. Wow. We have seen dramatic play at both ends of the floor. You got to admire. Talk about Big East basketball, John. This is going to be a season to remember.
It sure is. Kurz will sit. Cornette comes back. Senior replacing the freshman, or the sophomore.
Starts out last night. Steve Novak of Marquette gets 41, and Marquette upsets Connecticut. And here we have overtime. Second night of the season.
Young misses. Cornette against Gray. Quinn looks for help. Cornette will give it back to him. Quinn for 3. Too strong. Cornette the rebound. The Irish keep it.
Nice
3:10 to go.
Well, Quinn's going to go to the free throw line. Ramon gets the foul. He's going to get 2 free throws, and he is money from the line, shooting 90%.
Panthers are 3 for 3 in overtime. The Irish are 0 for 3, and they get their first point as Quinn has matched his career high with 26. Gray has set a career high.
Notre Dame does not need to play man-to-man defense and extend themselves right here. Down 4. They're trying to create a little bit of a turnover situation, but Fields is a very quick ball handler, difficult to guard, especially since you've been fatigued. Quinn has had to carry the offensive load. I think this is a wise decision here. Going to the zone.
Penetration. Ramon now. Here's Graves. Baseline pass is stolen by Cornette. Tried to get it to Young, could not.
Tactics pay off.
Irish down just 4. Ramon now guarding Quinn with 4 fouls.
Irish were better when they were in the panic mode coming from behind. Here, running their normal stuff, they look confused.
Carter, too strong. Fields, rebound on the weak side. 3-on-2, Fields is fouled. And Cornette is fouled out of the ballgame.
What an interesting, dramatic change of events. Notre Dame comes back by hurrying up in their hurry-up offense, really being aggressive. Right here, we get the foul on the penetration. And then, in overtime, they go back to just kind of struggling with it. Those are the foul trouble situations. Ramon and Biggs have 4. The big thing, of course, Krauser out. Carter with 4 is a problem also for ND.
2 of the Irish have fouled out. Gray is getting set to return for Pitt. We still have over 2 minutes remaining in overtime. Excuse me, it's Kendall for Gray. Sorry. Fields now with 7. All in the second half.
Jamie Dixon's doing offense-defense right here. Wants Gray in for offense, Kendall in for the D.
How about Young sneaking in there for the rebound after the miss?
Zeller did a bad job blocking out.
Panthers by 5. Fields.
Fields likes to toy with you. A lot of crossover.
15 on the shot clock. Less than 2 to play. Fields gives it up inside. Another good feed to Levon Kendall. Outside three-pointer too strong. Scramble for the rebound. Carter has it underneath, puts it up and draws a foul. No, it's a held ball. And the possession arrow will keep it in Notre Dame's hands. The Irish in this overtime are 0 for 5 in field goals. Pitt has not missed.
Isn't it crazy how that happens? 0 for 5, and when they came back, they made every shot.
There's their first basket in OT. Kurz gets his second field goal of the night. 5-point game. That's the third on Colin Falls, and all of the Pitt scoring in overtime, Bob, has come inside.
And it has come by dribble penetration and passes right here. Gray is Young, terrific play. And here we see it. Powering into the basket is Gray. And dribble penetration right here of Kendall. Levance Fields really has taken care of business in Krauser's absence.
The one place he has not taken care of business that well is at the free throw line. He has made 5 of 9. Six of 10. Double figures for him. 7-point lead, a minute and a half. Kurz against Kendall, and he's fouled. Number 3 on Levon. It will be 2 for Kurz. He is 18 of 23 at the line coming into tonight.
Pretty nice looking stroke for the sophomore. Had 18 in his first game against Lafayette, kind of a banger. More physical than Zeller.
And first time tonight, we're seeing Ryan Ayers. That basketball name Ayers familiar, right?
Yes, Randy, his dad, former Ohio State coach, NBA.
Got them both. 6 for him.
Strategy here, of course, foul immediately if you don't get it.
Now they got the turnover into the hands of Ayers. Falls, double pumped on a 3, missed it. Loose ball. Fields has it. Gets a timeout.
Solid, smart. Fields is everywhere down there, getting rebounds.
And one of the first to greet him was Carl Krauser as he headed to the bench.
Solid D right here. The challenge takes an awkward shot. and the little guy comes up with the loose ball. Strong upper body, and he calls timeout with Ed Corbett right there.
How did he know Ed Corbett was standing behind him? Must have seen him as he flashed up the sideline.
Those stripes. He's got good vision, I guess, huh?
5-point lead for Pitt. This has been a dandy. You expected less when the Big East regular season begins?
This is exactly what I expected. Overtime games, intensity, sellout crowds, the expansion of the league to 16 teams this season.
And what a league it is going to be.
Oh, my goodness.
The Panthers have had the better of it in overtime as far as the shooting is concerned. They've not missed. Notre Dame has just won that lay-in by curves.
Well, when it's a close game like that, that's obviously the story. Pittsburgh getting layups, shots in the paint, easy shots. Notre Dame being pressured on the perimeter. Everything is forced.
Some other scores tonight, as we are not finished here just yet. Syracuse wins number 12. They will open their Big East season on Sunday. St. John's and Seton Hall are in overtime, so the Hall really rallied in that game.
How about that to the Big East games? That's right.
And Cincinnati rolled over DePaul by 22, so 2 overtime games on the first real day of conference play. There was one game last night, but a bunch more today.
Cincinnati 12-2 under Andy Kennedy, the replacement for Bobby Huggins.
Ramon has it. Looked for a foul. Now he gets it.
Ramon wanted to hold that ball because he wanted to shoot it. Might have been better off passing it and let the shot clock run a little bit.
No, we did not have many fouls in the first half. We've had a lot more as this game has really taken a turn at the end of regulation and in overtime. Part of the problem is the Irish running out of timeouts. The only thing they could do was stop the clock with fouls.
Precisely. And it becomes a free throw shooting contest at the end of the game. And Pittsburgh's doing this at home. They're confident. That's another factor in a game like this. Last year, this was a 2-point game, 68-66. Pittsburgh came away with the win. And Ramon made 1 of 2 free throws at the end to seal it, ironically.
Here he makes 2 of 2. 8 points for him. 7-point lead. We're headed to the final minute of overtime. Quinn for 3, in and out and in. How about that?
The Irish have a timeout because they used all their timeouts in regulation, but you get an extra one in overtime, and they have just used theirs.
Well, one of the big differences in this game, the Pitt Panthers have made 25 free throws. The Irish have made 15, but this has been the answer, a career night for Quinn.
And every time that it's a panic situation, Quinn plays better. He measures this one. He knows he's got to shoot a 3, and when he does, he shoots better. When they're running their normal stuff, they don't seem to shoot as well. 2-possession game with a minute to go, John. Still plenty of time and magic left for the Irish. The 3-point shot very much in evidence.
Well, they did it at the end of regulation. Can they do it in overtime?
Big question right there. Quinn did it. Colin Falls made 2.
Now, the Panthers have made hay at the foul line, and the Irish have made hay from outside the arc. That's why we've still got a dogfight.
That's been the story. And, of course, with 59 seconds to go, they didn't really need a timeout to stop the clock. Inside of a minute at the end of a game, if you make a basket, the clock stops automatically while the ball is inbounded. That doesn't happen during the normal course of the game.
Well, in their
first, you can set your defense.
He can run the baseline. Looks for help.
And does run the baseline.
Ramon has it. Quinn on him. Ramon works his way across. Feeds Fields. They will foul him, and Falls will head to the bench because he's out of the lineup. The third to foul out. He'll depart with 9 points.
The problem for that, of course, is you take one of your 3-point shooters out. McElmarney already fouled out. They only let 9 seconds go off the clock, so they almost had a steal. So pretty solid defense by Notre Dame there. It becomes a free throw shooting contest when you have the lead. And Pittsburgh has responded well. The right guys are handling the basketball, and they shoot the free throws well.
This will be the 11th free throw for Fields tonight, and he gets that one. So he's made his last 3. Barry Rorson hanging on to a couple of big guys beside him. in the final seconds of overtime.
He's recruited most of these players.
You know, combined, Bob, these two teams made 6 fouls in the first half, 21 in the second half.
2-possession game.
45 to go. Quinn. Zeller, 3, too strong. Look at the rebound and a put back by Carter. He's got 16 points, matching his career high. Quinn with 30, his first 30-point game, and a foul.
Well, Fields mad at himself for missing that free throw. He's going to get another opportunity right now.
91-88. Only one team had scored 70 points against Pitt prior to tonight. Second chance points belong to Notre Dame, with a huge difference at the foul line. So 2 more chances for Levance Fields.
You notice no Pittsburgh players on the lane right here.
And he missed again.
Notice how he walks forward on that shot. You walk forward, the ball hits the back of the rim.
And
you
now
fade away, the ball hits the front of the rim.
Now they will put some guys on the line.
Yes, because if it's a long miss, they can tip the ball back. They don't want to foul in this situation, however. I wonder if not having the guys there threw his rhythm off a little.
You know, that's a possibility. 92-88. Almost a turnover. Quinn against Graves. Too strong. Weak side rebound. Ramon. Foul by Zeller. (92-88).
Right here, big man handling the basketball. They wanted to travel, but
I think it was a travel.
No, it wasn't. He was in the air. He established the pivot foot. Man, I'm glad you didn't officiate any of my games, John.
Big man should be making a jump stop at midcourt.
No, they shouldn't. That's right. The problem is the other guards have all fouled out of the game other than Quinn. Colin Fall's sitting over there. McElharney's sitting over there.
Now, Ramon has made his last 4 at the line. That's well short. Carter has the rebound. 20 to play. 5-point difference. Quinn. Oh, what a 3. Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
33 points for Quinn.
2-point game.
He loves playing in this building. And a quick foul. Still 13.1 to play. And they will put Antonio Graves at the line. But just as he did at the end of regulation, Chris Quinn has revived the Irish.
Enjoy this. If you're an Irish fan, Chris Quinn has been remarkable.
3, go!
Measure it. This is so far it could count for 5. Wow.
And he misses number 1.
Graves is only a 62% free throw shooter. Now it gets a little bit tighter. 2-point game, 13 seconds to go. He makes it. They've got to maybe take a 3. That's their best thing.
Well,
they've got options if he makes it.
Missed them both.
They can tie with a decent shot.
On the drive, the basket by Quinn. He is unbelievable. 35 points for Quinn. 6 seconds to go in the second overtime, tied at 93. Ramon, a runner at the buzzer.
Oh, man. I just love this. Chris Quinn being hugged by his teammates. 35 points. You have got to be kidding me. Talk about clutch, deep shooting. Chris Quinn. Time's running out, and he takes it all the way to the basket. He's been shooting 3s. He's got the drive, too.
Amazing.
No, he's shorter. That's why he's playing the back of the 2-3 zone.
Young gets it back to Fields. Steps into the lane, puts up a runner, no good. Here's to the rescue. It's Aaron Gray with a rebound.
Talk about heroes in this game. Carl Krauser was a hero but fouled out. Quinn's been the big hero, obviously, for Notre Dame. And Aaron Gray, a hero also for Pittsburgh.
But some missed free throws have hurt the Panthers. Ramon, a miss out of bounds, belongs to the Irish. Remember, Pitt started out in the first overtime making their first 4. They've missed a couple here.
I'm tired just watching this game. Can you imagine how the players feel? Quinn's been in practically the whole game. That was almost a walk right there.
In my book, it was.
That's right. You're a tough official, man.
Quinn almost lost it. He's being hounded by Antonio Graves. Of course, Krauser's not out there to guard him. Francis looks for help.
Go.
Little jump hook blocked again. There's a rebound to Young.
Notice how Gray blocked that with his left hand, which was the hand closer to the basketball of a right-handed shooter.
Avoiding the foul. Young the dump down. Oh, he missed the layup. Aaron Gray missed the lay-in.
I don't think that Zeller knows how to play the forward position in a 2-3 zone. When the ball goes to the high post, he's got to cover the block, and he's not doing it. Francis doesn't want to go now because he just got a shot block.
Zeller outside to Quinn. How about that shot? How about that shot? He was headed out of bounds.
Degree of difficulty 10 on a 10-point scale.
Notre Dame has the lead, 95-93.
And they have never had the lead during all of this drama that we've seen. It's always been Pitt with the lead and shooting free throws. Let's see how Pittsburgh responds with their leader on the bench.
I thought Fields might take that three. Instead, he goes inside, back to Ramon. He penetrates, gives it up. And Young rejected, got it back, and draws it back.
Nice repetitive jumping right here by Young, sticking with it. He got his shot blocked, but he stayed with it. That shows fortitude.
The foul is on Ryan Ayers. But Young to the line. Young a double-double tonight. 12 points as he comes to the line with 11 rebounds. The Panthers have not given up 100 points to an opponent since 1990.
Wow.
They haven't played a whole lot of double overtime games.
Boy, this guy's a player, huh? Young. Pittsburgh people are going to love him. Only a freshman. Plays bigger than his 6'6" size indicates. A lane guy, has a knack for scoring in there.
Coming off back-to-back 16-point games, looking for number 14 tonight. No. Francis had it. Holds on, gets the ball back. The Irish by one.
Different people have been playing Quinn. Graves, very athletic on him now. Ramon was guarding him before. Krauser guarded him. 37 points for the senior.
Zeller, the man from outside, broke to the basket, got the feed, and jammed it home. That's his first non-3-point basket. It's a 3-point lead for the Irish. Graves at the foul line, tried to go back to Gray. They throw it away.
See what a difference it is playing from behind and playing ahead. Pittsburgh had the lead all that time. They didn't have any kind of panic offensive plays like that. Now struggling to get a shot.
And Keith Benjamin is going to check in for the Panthers.
Notre Dame can run some clock with a 3-point lead.
Less than 2 minutes to go.
Carter is the likely guy to either drive it or go to the offensive boards.
They really spread it out. It's a 1-4 offense right now for Notre Dame.
And 4 guys are low. That leaves the backcourt negative if Pitt can get a run out.
Francis against Gray. Zeller passes on the 3, steps inside the arc. Bending, no good. Rebound to Gray. And that'll give him a double-double. Another one. That's 7 in 12 games.
Man, you can cut it with a knife in here, huh? The tension.
Terrific game.
Oh.
We thought it would be. Young from the foul line. Got it!
No doubt about it.
15 for Young.
Last time they ran clock, nothing good happened. If they run clock all the way to the end and nothing good happens, Pitt will have the last shot.
1-point game. Final minute, second overtime.
Last time they were 1-4 low. Now they got a high and low post.
Quinn works on Graves. Tried to squeeze through, turns it over. Here's Fields. Drives, Ramon outside.
1-point game. Any basket will give Pitt the lead.
Timeout. Panthers call time with 28.9 to play. A 4-second difference basically between shot clock and game clock.
Well, that means that Pittsburgh can run it down and take the last shot if Notre Dame stays in the 2-3 zone. It'll be interesting to see if Gray switches defense. The zone has been good to them other than the free throw line. That's where it's been open. That's where Young made his last shot.
And Young hit it, the only field goal that the Panthers have in the second overtime. But Young has stepped up. After back-to-back 16-point games, he comes up with 15 tonight, including that wide-open look. That's been a favorite right at the foul line.
Yeah, against the 2-3 zone, that's what's been good. And right here, Chris Quinn, nowhere to go on this particular play. And the turnover ensuing, Pittsburgh's got possession. Well, what you want to do in a situation like this, Pittsburgh has to have a play set up for whatever kind of defense that Notre Dame chooses to use. If Notre Dame comes out in 2-3 zone, Pittsburgh should run the clock down, get a dribble penetration, and take a shot near the end of the shot clock so that Notre Dame has no chance. Notre Dame, on the other hand, has to make a very serious decision. Does Mike Gray want to come out man-to-man? It's difficult. They have not played good man-to-man against the penetration guards of Pittsburgh, so we'll see what happens right here. Notre Dame with a 1-point lead.
And the Irish have taken 81 shots in this game tonight.
Well, it's double overtime. You would expect a lot, right?
You're right.
Okay, Notre Dame decides to go 2-3 at least till we see the first pass. Now, they may switch after the first pass. Looks like they're going to stay 2-3 zone. So right now, Pittsburgh wants to work it, get a little dribble penetration.
Shot clock at 15. Ramon for 3 from the corner. Go!
They're up 2.
Quinn on the run against Grays. Final 10 seconds of the ball game. Quinn down the lane, scoops, bending off, tipped up. Gray has it. Out of bounds. Panther basketball with 6.2 to play. Or was there a foul called underneath? And the foul goes on Quinn. Ramon's first three-pointer in the second half.
What a play. The dribble penetration against the zone. It is challenged very, very well. Francis gets out with his left hand. A great play by Ronald Ramon, sophomore.
And
he knocks that in, and now Quinn makes no play at the other end. Had a layup, but I think he's just run out of gas.
And he fouls out of the ball game with 37 points, a career night for him. But no bigger basket for the Panthers than the one that Ramon hit with 6.2 to play.
What drama. What a great game by that young man. Senior, he will remember this game. 37 at Petersen against Pittsburgh. Krauser fouled out in regulation, has not played in either of the 2 overtimes.
And I think it was correct that Jamie Dixon did not know that he had 4 fouls when he fouled out. The three-pointer brings the 12,000 plus to their feet. Good feed by Fields. He's done it all in overtime.
Gets pretty loud in here, doesn't it?
It can, except when the Panthers are at the free throw line. And it gets
that's
real
where they
quiet.
are now.
Yep, they're back there again.
If he makes both, it's a 2-possession game. And the Irish are in deep, deep trouble.
But he misses.
This is
what happened
so now,
to them.
whether he makes or miss, you got 6 seconds to rush the ball up. The problem is there's no point guard, there's no guards in the game at all for Notre Dame. Carter's the likely guy to handle the basketball.
Panthers now 30 of 46 at the line. It's a 3-point game as Pitt hits 100. 25 for Gray, a career high for him. And Tony Green making Aaron Gray sit down. He was practically on the court jumping up and down. Irish have it. On the run. 3-pointer. No good.
It was close.
Yes, it was.
Big East basketball is here. 2006.
Wow. Catch your breath. Pitt led by 4 at halftime. Notre Dame a dramatic rally to tie at 77-77. at the end of regulation, 93-93 at the end of the first overtime.
Well,
these
Chris
are the
Quinn
closing
fouled out.
seconds.
These were the plays that he would normally make for them and did to the tune of 37 points. He fouled out and therefore not in the game. Carl Krauser sat the 2 overtimes out. He's pretty happy.
Now, one of the questions that you have to have, though, for this Pitt team, they had a problem last year finishing games. 2 minutes to go at the end of regulation, they led by 8. A minute and a half to go, first overtime, they led by 7. They couldn't finish it out.
But it was circus plays by Chris Quinn. That's not going to happen often. Here's the winning shot. Ramon from the corner. The pass by the freshman Fields. It's a home game for Pittsburgh and a great, great effort by Notre Dame.
They are still undefeated at 12-0, although the Irish, as they have done the last couple of years in this building, made it a nail-biter.
They really did. Last year, 68-66. I think I like this one better.
Oh, man.
Double overtime.
It
Chris
doesn't
Quinn,
get any better than this.
He was phenomenal. Aaron Gregg, a coming-out party for him.
He had a career game. It was a dramatic start to the regular season for these two old-time foes. In double overtime, the Pitt Panthers are 12-0 as they hold on to win 100-97 over the Irish. For Bob Wenzel and our entire Big East crew here in Pittsburgh, I'm John Sanders. Boy, it has been fun. We've enjoyed it. We hope you have too. Remember, there's a lot more to come. The Big East season is just beginning. In double overtime, Pittsburgh 100, Notre Dame 97. Good night, everyone.